You can imagine somebody love you before you love them. Front of my soul, him alone is worthy. Holy Ghost, who could it be but somebody loved me before I loved them. Worship your God. Any revival people there? Any Zion people? Praise up my soul, to me soul, so precious, Holy Ghost. Somebody saw me when I was a stranger. We now are ourselves. We now fret. You alone, He's worthy. Somebody saw me when I was a stranger. I love you, Jesus. Who could it be? Tell me who could it be, Lord? Who could it be? High. Somebody loved me before I loved her. Oh Jesus, you alone, He's worthy.
Freshradiovybz, the most internet radio station on planet Earth. The resistant radio station. Freshradiovybz. Freshradiovybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth. The resistant radio station.
Somebody love me before I love. Everybody tell them. Who could it be? Tell me who could it be, Lord? Who could it be? Tell me who could it be, Lord? Who could it be? Yeah, who could it be, Lord? Who could it be? Tell me who could it be, Lord? You're not waving your hand. You're not worshiping Jesus. Let me see all of the hand them who want to go and help me. No one want to go and help me. Me want to go and help me. Let me see all of the hands of the people who want to go to heaven. Live good with your neighbor. Love your neighbor as you love you. Hi. Come musician. They say unto me, come let us go. Our feet shall abide in His home. Jerusalem, your humble servant has come. Jerusalem. Was glad when they say unto me, come let us go into the home. Our feet shall abide in His home. Jerusalem, your humble servant. Jerusalem. You hear the mix up here now. Tell me down, musician. You hear the mix up here now, Wayne G. I love the mix up to you now.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from
Freshradiovybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth. The resistant radio station. Freshradiovybz. Freshradiovybz.
Out this is King Alibaba, I represent for the International Morning Right Show in Victoria. Out this is King Alibaba, straight to make money record, I represent for what you don't know, the International Morning Right Show. Every Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with all the fun.
When you want to talk to God, bow your head below your knees. Soul. When you want to talk to God, bow your head below your knees.
Freshradiovybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth. The resistant radio station. Freshradiovybz. Freshradiovybz.
Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Worship God in spirit and in truth.
Bow your head below your knees.
Yes, I. This is a revival morning, a revivalist morning. If your head no rap, you can't listen to me this morning. A rapid morning, rapid.
When you want to talk to God, bow your head below your knees. My God, when you want to talk to God, bow your head below your knees.
We have been get something and we have get something and we have get something and get something and
when you want to talk to God, bow your head below your knees. Heart and soul, heart and soul, my love. Heart and soul, my love. Heart and soul,
Because whatsoever that he makes an iron right out the death sacrifice of over 300 years, I tell you for the salvation of the 400 million black people in the world, and the devil likes to take my people, may God Almighty say that there'll be no more life for you. I unequivocally make that declaration of doctrine of much white American Christianity, namely the God who created the black man inferior, and that he descended, he rose to be a serpent cloud, he was a wooden bar. of water. Well, I dedicated my view of God and the doctrine of my body. All men regardless of color, created in the image of God. Now from this premise follow the equality of all men and the brotherhood of all men. The biblical injunction of Acts 17:26 reminds us that he created of one blood all nations of men that dwell on the face of the earth. I was most interested in brotherhood within his own faith. Because if equals are made in God's image and equals are black, then God must in some sense be black. If the white man has the idea of a white God, let him worship his God as he desires. We have found a new ideas. Because man's God has no color, and yet it is human to see everything through one's own spectacle.
When you want to talk to God, bow your head below your knees.
We are here today at
Heart and soul, me Lord. Heart and soul, my Lord. Heart and soul, me Lord. Heart and soul, me Lord. Heart and soul, me Lord. When you want to talk to God, bow your head below your knees. Heart and soul. Mighty God, when you want to talk to Him, bow your head below your knees. Heart and soul. Get something on praising Him. Get something on praising Him. Get something on praising Him. Tell your neighbor praising Him. Tell your uncle praising Him. Tell your mother praising Him. Tell your sister praising Him. When they want to talk to God, bow their head below their knees. Our soul. Heart and soul, me Lord. Heart and soul, me Lord. Heart and soul, my Lord. Heart and soul, me Lord. Heart and soul, my Lord. Heart and soul, me Lord. When they want to talk to God, bow your head below your knees. Heart and soul. Heart and soul. Heart and soul, me Lord. Heart and soul, my Lord. Heart and soul, my Lord. Your money don't me right. Heart and soul, my Lord. Heart and soul, my Lord. When they want to talk to God, bow their head below their knees. Heart and soul.
Pull it up again.
Your husband gone, God a God. Your boyfriend gone.
Hold on, yes. You know, we like Grand Rising. What go on, Mika?
Alive.
Well, yeah, man, we just start the show a while ago. Let me take care of it. Hold on, my brother. Hold on, let me talk to you up there. Hold on, yes, we're alive. Hold on, yes, sir.
Heart and soul. Heart and soul. When you want to talk to God, bow your head below your knees. Heart and soul. Heart and soul. Heart and soul. When you want to talk to God, bow your head below your knees. Heart and soul. Boy, when you want to talk to God, bow your head below your knees. Heart and soul. Yeah. When you want to talk to
Yeah,
God,
man, God of God, you have to worship God in spirit and in truth. Serve the Lord with gladness, come before His presence with singing, know that He is God, it's God that has made us and not we ourselves, you know what I mean? What is man that drives mindful? Let's talk about that the phone line gone, earborn, I think. We have the boombox people, them on the line, hold on the people, hold on, cause you know our thing. You know our thing set up already, we deal with the fullness. I think we have the PR department, the one and only Mr. Beaker Bailey, hard working, you know what I mean, love of the people. Mr. Bailey, I don't know, you're echoing a bit, but Grand Rising, how you doing, my brother? How you doing?
Blessed love. Give thanks to all the listeners. Give thanks to all the people. Fresh Radio Vibe.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for watching this morning. Rascalites, enough respect.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Yes, sir.
You know, a lot of things is going on in the air, and we're not here to condemn no one. We're not here to bash no one. We're not here to shame no one. We're not here to dumb press no one. But just to clear the air.
Yes.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, man.
Well, let's clear the air. We know that the show is up and going. We know that the people all over the world that has become a family within this beautiful thing that you and the conglomerate has put together for us. Talk to us about that, because it has been going through some challenging time, but tough time don't last. Tough people do. Talk to me, Mr. Bailey.
Yeah. You know, we just celebrated our anniversary.
Yes, sir.
And it's over, you can say, many shows, and we have our ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
Some things occur in front of the camera, some behind the camera.
Yes.
As any family growing up within the household space, we have our disputes.
Yes.
But we have no dispute where it results in physical altercation. No. Well, the ones that may see clippings out there with Mr. Harris.
Yes,
you understand me?
Yes,
but
sir.
if you listen keenly what Mr. Tadler said, is that he never accused Mr. General B of stealing.
No.
So the ones and the blogger and whatsoever is saying stealing, no. It is not nothing like that. It is more in a case of, we call it communication.
Yes, sir.
He said he wants to control the Instagram, YouTube, the bar, and the money and whatsoever.
Yeah.
Now, to be truthful, General B started a bar with the whole away. Him have the brains for in the bar, do what for calculation whatsoever. Now, General B, we used to have some people controlling the YouTube and the Instagram. Unfortunate, those people are no more longer on board. So it left to us to control that or whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
General B and Harry Tadler were the one looking after the IG, putting up the stuff and that stuff. So when the person left, I assume General take over that responsibility, posting up the things. And so Mr. Tadler may not get access to that, but it comes down to communication, same way.
Yeah.
Communication, lack of communication, and it's not a case. But now when we check the Cash App, the Cash App, the Cash App is one of the main things. The people them sending them whatsoever.
Yes.
And it was a case of money missing. No, it's not that. It is just that a case that once somebody control the Cash App password, so Aritada feel that he also supposed to know what the Cash App, and it must be like the Cash App every Saturday man we're supposed to know how much we collect from this, so much, how much generate, how much go back to that. So it's a case of one person doing too much job. You understand me?
Yes.
But as a team.
But you and I know that boombox have grown, and we must admit that for the people who outside on a Friday night listening and seeing the activity, there's a lot more behind the scene that go on, and you and I talk about this all the time, even the very digital part of the boombox, because a lot of people cannot be in Jamaica, but the mere fact that you have provided this entertainment where we could stay in our living room and get our vibes on, it takes a lot of things. So the digital part was something that needed to fix, and I saw you and Arian, Boom Dynamite, the whole of you come together. You say, listen, we're going to have a designated channel, which was good. But now we see where, as you said a while ago, as it grown, we're going to, certain people are going to leave and certain people are going to stay. Some people leave and you don't know how General Beast here. He's a businessman, so him jump on that. So it's a whole misunderstanding of what is what that really led Harry to really come out and say, yo, me don't know what go on, me need to know what go on.
Remember say, you know.
Yes.
General also filming.
Yes.
The official.
Yes.
Yes. You know, him a film, you know, so him a do filming, him a there the bar,
yes.
Him a control the YouTube. So it's a misunderstanding. And
plus not to mention being on the stage with you at several times.
All right.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
So that we are a case where Harry rush. Because Harry is a very nice person, you know.
Yeah, man. I know, boom. I know Harry.
Harry just want to know, say, the thing of communication in him and him to know about this.
Yes.
Which is, come agree and say, this is true. And General admit it, it's true. So the wrong move where they're going to make because the overseas show where, and it tends to some of the promoters to, you know, because some of the promoters have to bear some responsibility some of the time. Because if they want a show, they might tell us, boy, I want General and I want BKBL, I want him, you know. They might pick out, you know, which a man now go through the process of getting a work permit for a man or whatsoever. I try to sort out whatsoever. So when because the show not even organized fully, but Harry not knowing about it and time before seeing the post, it I got upset him same way as partner.
My thing, you are not close beside Harry. You're not close beside General. But this is something that you know, it hit the airwaves, and we can either use it for the betterment or use it for the worse. Now, you celebrated a year, Beacle Bailey, and there's certain things that you have accomplished. Talk to me about the build-up of the year. We say Fireman Capleton, we say all of the artists. Talk to me. Talk about the good that has come out of this great production.
Yeah, man, Boombox, you know, you can say over 100 shows.
Yes,
we have never missed a show, never missed a day, whether rain, sun or shine.
Yes.
We have as we say, we have tried to have our own YouTube channel, which you, the people, have helped us to build. We are trying also same way to build up on that channel alongside Video Face, because we want our own thing. That is what we are fighting for, our own thing. And General Beast, a man, we fight for our own thing. Also, Harry Tadler. So these are two men who fight for the platform.
Yes, sir.
Along with Nitty Kotri, Ghost, Boom Dynamite, Tony Curtis. We all fight, but maybe we are not visual enough. Upfront enough to say, yeah, them are this and that. But General B and Tadler are the one upfront.
Yes,
but
sir.
it was communication, because many of the things that General B and Harry Tadler know, some of the people them don't know. And I must admit it, say, probably Beacle Bailey probably play a little part in it where he have to take some of the blame too. Because if something happen, General B will make me know, Harry will make me know, because with them two man, I coming like the next person, they can't find me and say, Beast, that. But when the whole conglomerate knows, certain people don't know certain things. So it upset people in things and people don't know. So what we do now is we come together, say, all right, this is a new page going forward. Everybody have to try to have a responsibility to do, find something to do, get themselves involved, because more time, you know, people involved is around a thing, but them are not getting themselves involved. So what we decided, each member get ourselves involved. Each member do them part. Each member assist, because we have to assist each other. The love is there, you know, but the communication is lacking.
Yes, sir.
Remember, so each of us of our life and our career different, you know.
I know.
I remember, so artists have their own strategy, have their own secret thing where them try to implement within them career. So and then artists want to know everything. So it's a personality where boil up in our thing. Because this is something, me tell the man them say, no, this is something new. Whatsoever pop up, it is something new. This is a learning experience for us. No one is bigger than that. We don't have people around with us where we can say, yes, they have been in that marketing. We don't know much about marketing. We don't know about how to conduct ourselves in public, some of us. Yes. So that's why we recognize that Biko Bailey, you can do the public thing, you can talk to whatsoever. Yes. So all of these frustrations, it's a boil over. So we ask the people them to forgive us, help us to grow, help us, show us some of the things that we can implement. Give us some mutual advice. Don't try break us down. Don't try try clap us down because we are new to this. You understand me? Yes. No. And some of the time, the thing gets so big than us that we don't realize that. You understand me? We don't realize. And the thing is, we don't take it as business. Is know that if we didn't take it as business, we'd have say no, we cannot do this, we cannot say this, we cannot go about it this way. We're supposed to have a regular meeting every Friday, every Thursday, or whatsoever. So to the world, I have to say I do apologize to the world for that outbreak, but it's not what it seems to be where it break out. Because if it break out, it has a fighting, you have to hear say, man, this, and it's not stealing. It's a lack of communication.
Well, I must say that after last week, we saw the staging of the anniversary, and that performance by Leopard was exceptional. Ari Toddler was exceptional. You were exceptional. There is going to be time when we face challenges, and I think right now because of the limelight that is being put on this production, a lot of tension is coming on because, truth be told, several of our promotions that was put forward for the Free Flow Friday was interrupted by the security forces, and people were wondering, why is this a pick on? Is this a thing where they're definitely trying to stop the energy? And I see you still persist. These are some of the questions that people want to adhere to, because this is an international platform that you all have created. This has gone global.
We have rain.
Yes, sir.
I will find music ground to stage it.
Yes, sir.
I will try to find ways to go around and talk to the police.
Yes, sir.
The Cape Town police come and we talk to the police. Yes. Now, the other show, the other show that kept, the police locked it off. BBC was there. Some people the begs, but it creates a positive. People never know about boombox through that. Yes, it go worldwide. We have the anniversary. It was a big celebration, one of the nicest show. So much artists come out to burn. And we have this now, which is a little uproar. Yeah. It is part. Everybody can expect the boat to just go across and everything nice and blah. No. We do, but it's how we handle it and how we go about it. It's what we're talking about now. Yes. In the now. Yes. So we sit team and we talk about it, Mr. B and Mr. Tadler. Yeah, they are seeing the bright side of it. They have seen the importance of it. They have seen that them cannot let down the youths them, because right now, yes, we have a major thing where we farm. You see the youths them? Yes, sir. We boombox. We did well up through the years. We have sought them out. We especially have out. We have got about 12 artists, willfully, skillfully, and we have Terry Lopez. We have Laser Matrix. Yes. Yeah. We did well. Now these artists are the young artists them where you ever see on boombox regular. If you see them this week, probably you don't see them next week, you see them the other week, or you see them spontaneous, because we have to make the people them get familiar with the young artists, and we have to give them a name, we have to give them a face, we have to give them a platform, because me for one sit down and say, if an artist perform one time at Boombox, that not really helping, you know. Because him would have nervous at first, him probably not see it, but we have to see the quality in them. Invite them for a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth performance. Then we will see people can know them. We want them song to be on the chart. We want them song to play at Boombox. That these are the stars, these are the people who can come take over Boombox. So Boombox cannot stop right here. So there is nobody. General B cannot stop it. Ari Tabla cannot stop it. There is so many people alongside the Boombox who is capable enough to see it go on. And if it's a legacy thing, that means that we couldn't be the one to spearhead it for a lifetime. No. Youth have to come take the mantle and put it forward. So that's why we're grooming these youths to have a name out there that people can call them for them own show. We can travel, and if Boombox are go to a different place, we have a set of artists so we can represent. People know them. Rascal, I can say, boy.
But hold on. Because this is what we're talking about. This concern that Ari Toddler put forward over the Instagram. To people, it may seem like Ari Toddler may be angry, but he's not angry, because this is what has happened now. Now that Boombox, which has been on tour throughout the 14 parish of the country of Jamaica, is heading overseas. We have promoters over here who would love to get that flavor. But we don't want Boombox to leave the shores of Jamaica and don't have that said initiative, the Mango Tree Initiative, because that's how it start from. The youth them start a thing, brand a thing, and it go touring. So I think what Ari was trying to say was, you want a General B, don't be excited about the promoters calling from over here, so because we know them have to call. We have the product. Them need the product. Let's package the product properly and send it out. You just said a while ago that you, the Boombox family, is reaching out to good people who outside of the Jamaica who want some of the flavor to do the thing properly. Don't call no one man and I tell no one man say you have no money for no one man, because it's not a one man running, it's a conglomerate.
All right.
So anyhow you go call General B and say, General B, I'm a virgin, you know, and a General B something. If you go call Ari Toddler and say, I'm a Ari Toddler, so if you call Beaky and a Beaky something, it's a family something. So anybody will get the call there, have to put the call there either upon speaker or go reason with the family and then come back and say, yeah, well, family said this and that. But there's no disagreement. Me not say no disagreement, it's just overstanding with them right now. A business we are dealing with, and we have to look upon the business part. Right? I love it.
If Boombox and mash up, we wouldn't have no show this week.
Yes, I.
Would you?
No.
Would you?
No. They can't mash up this. This can't mash up, my lord. You're mad.
So when you see the likes of Shabba Ranks,
yes,
and all those putting them input and say, no, fix it.
Yes.
And then when them say fix it, you know,
yes,
it's coming like the car. I have to fix the car never mash up.
You have a puncher, but the engine run good said way. No dent, no night. Windscreen still at work, wiper still at work, headlight, everything. We have a one tire with flat, not even puncher. Or just flat.
So if we left that car, it have left others to come unattended.
Yeah.
It have left others to come scrap it. So we can't allow people outside that Boombox to come scrap it down and talk what them and talk, because a lot of these people are talking what they don't know.
No.
And assuming and adding things, the bloggers them have to eat a food.
Yeah.
Them have put headline to attract viewers and subscribers. But me I tell you, Wagwan,
yes, sir.
The show wouldn't go in, would not be staged if there was.
I think tonight is going to be one of your biggest, because we take situation and turn it into greater situation, because that we do. Our youths from the hard part of life in Jamaica, we not see no situation as bad situation. We take this situation as opportunity. What I want to say to you is, we haven't heard from General B, and I think tonight we may hear from General B. I don't want that to mix up with the show, and that's why you're here this morning doing the PR. I hope we're here until 2 o'clock. I would love to hear Harry Tadler and General B on the airwaves, making the people them know, say, yo, this is nothing, cause
no.
What you was saying? What you was saying? Never hear you.
No. I say you will not hear General B and Harry Tadler on the airwave. PR wise, I think Harry Tadler and General B are so influential when it comes on to even the putting on of the show. Cause I see where the station, the show I get tear down, and General B come and say, yo, and talk properly. Cause I know General B and them youth are intellectual, you know, people. Very intellectual. It don't take. This show has rise to stardom where the promoter of some fest right now have to itch up round there every Friday. This show has risen so much where the likes of Isaiah Leng, you hear a while ago Rexton Garden, aka Shabaranks, will live over so I say, yo, deal with that issue. So we are very powerful, but among ourselves, we find out that we don't love ourselves enough. Because we have to love one another and love to see Harry Tadler in a Bentley, love to see Beaker Bailey a fly out regularly go do him thing. We have to love one another. And I believe that there's elements among us who still do not see themselves as kings and queens that is trying to tarnish something where the youth them don't create, you know, and we are call upon them powers here where instead of you sit down and criticize the youth them, as Beaker said, help the youth them. You're good in a marketing, call up the youth them. Don't try to take over the youth them thing, but call them up and offer your service, because you know I make the place look good, Beakley. I'm not telling a lie. You know I make the place look good. Feel good up on a Friday. I appreciate love the powers all you put out, my lad. You know bring with you the COVID thing, and so now bring with you the war thing. Yeah, so more powers, man. Yeah, man, we give thanks, man, and everything in life is not 100%, but with the Most High, it is 100.
Yes, sir.
You understand me?
Yes, sir.
So with help alone, you don't know crumblings are going there, but the help of the Most High, we have to pull through, and this little hurdle where we have to get over, it in order for we find ourselves more closer to each other, reason more with each other, get to know each other more, because sometimes we live amongst each other 20, 30 years and we don't know each other.
Yes. Yeah, we don't share. There was a concern on your side last week from the Canadian listeners. They were saying that now that the thing has really grown, some of the details that you usually pay attention to, Mr. Bailey, it is too much, where everybody upon the cash up or upon the tune in want to hear a certain shout out, but more also the people who are from overseas who are investing in their artists to come and perform. I had one complaint from Red Snapper saying that her artists travel all the way from one of the rural areas. I don't know if it was out Clarendon or one of them, and they did not get to perform and they didn't hear their production being mentioned, even though the artists never get to perform. What would you say to these people who expect you to remember everything and everyone?
Okay, first thing to say is, if I was given the information, was I aware of their artists performing?
Okay.
I am telling you, lack of communication. You see, when you see what happening, many of the artists, them, just like now, Rasgidite.
Yes, sir.
I can say to the artists, them, when me have slated for the show.
Yes.
Where they link me, sending them track, me listen them, that give them a date, tell them say you will perform on that date, you will issue the date them, you will perform on that date. When artists arrive on that day who I don't know anything about, and General B or Tadler may come say, yo, that man have a perform, and him perform, and I make him perform. If I don't know nothing about that artist. Now, the time, I keep telling these artists, that's why it's frustrated,
Yeah.
I get boomed and I go on with the stage manager. So, here I know, when me tell my peers them to understand, it's not the amount of songs, It is the time. So artists, bless, you listen?
Yeah, man, I'm there, man.
Him get 3 tunes for do a 4 tune. No, 4 tune may take 20 minutes. You don't get 20 minutes, you get 10 minutes. So you have to do what you have to do in 10 minutes. Cause here I know.
Yeah.
Here me I try to urging them for organize. Here the organization, come on now. The artists them know. True being that now. When the artists then just turn up so for work, I say, boy, me the link come on for come work and them just turn up on Friday for work and me put them in now. And other artists where they on the rooster, or they on the thing, them get for no work, so the show have to rush, and the show go longer than what it's supposed to be. And artists just turn up, don't come on time, so the show start late. Me I tell the people, them said, the show is supposed to start 6 o'clock. When the show starts 6 o'clock, by 7 o'clock you have performance.
Yeah.
2 hours of performance. By 9 o'clock, the show done. If I am booked for a next show somewhere, I have time, can go to that show. I tell the man, we can't hold on ourselves on a Friday night, same way. You get me?
Yes, sir.
And plus, we are not performing mostly for a Jamaican crowd. We're performing for an overseas crowd that work, and that's how we start. So, if we start a show at 10,
Yeah.
people overseas gone to them bed because at 2, 3, 4 o'clock a morning that.
All in England, a late night, not.
At late night. So, to all of them, if I do not get the information or your artist name and whatever put on the lineup, how would I know? How would I know that you products to be on the platform I talk about? I don't know, sir.
I just said a while ago, we have a PR situation, and I spoke to you earlier on. I think personally, a projector would put up a lot of the information that is stressing out on our MC. I don't want nobody stress out my host, my artist / host / promoter. Plus,
remember?
Yes, sir.
Big Bailey.
Yes, sir.
So we have. If I am not there, the show still can go on with the same
energy.
No, with the same arrangement because me make arrange, but what you call it?
You put in place preparation for things.
So all a man can do is just follow the program.
Yes.
Follow the program. The national anthem, it started. So them things that I want to create in it. I create the chart. So it have a lineup, every artist we call on. After that, the sponsorship name mentioned.
Yes, sir.
The next artist they mentioned. So we have a lineup that I am not there. We'll set a lineup, create that for the boombox. So anyway, go at this are the setting, this are the program, this are the whole formula. At it.
Yes.
You get me?
I understood.
And that.
I still
tell them a flag.
Yeah.
So when a young artist come, just last night, a King Addy's representative called me.
Yes.
They like, Mr. King Addy's next week. Remember King Addy's the worldwide sound that,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you have $1,000 for King Addy's, half of the play free for them artists. I want the artists. Them try to do them thing early. So if you don't do your thing early, me can't put you up on the rules for the people them get a show. Because what happening, if a man come on, on the show, it's a chance that we are taking,
No, but I want to say something because somebody said to me that Gadites, the DJs that is there, you just mentioned King of this, and it's all good, we want the DJs there, but I don't think the DJs or even working with you, the host, Beagle, because some of the tracks that need to be played while the DJs are there that complement the production, the DJs have not really pay attention. And I see I try straighten about the time, say, yo, remember, say, if we are dealing with an issue and we are dealing with certain things, you have to fall into that. It's not a hype thing. This is a business we're dealing. And you mentioned some good points. Before you go into that, I want to say that anyone who has a projector, I am urging you. I'm going to put up Beagle Bailey number up there because I think they need a projector for that back real estate there, because that real estate can do a lot of things. Hopefully, before I talk back to Bailey right now, there's an artist that the international world is asking for. He has come up with a #1 song. He's part of the conglomerate. He is one of the most versatile singer that has ever come around. It has been sitting at #1 for weeks on top of weeks. When I come back, because I go and play the song before I talk back to Bailey, we are wondering when we're going to see this #1 artist on the stage, because this is a #1 song right now. Nitty Kochi may have to touch the stage tonight. He may have to touch the stage tonight. Listen what. Big up to the conglomerate, you know what I mean?
Lady love, your love is peaceful like the summer's rain.
Pull it up again, pull it up again, pull it up again.
Beagle Bailey, can you confirm anything that Kochi may what with Kochi? Kochi put out the biggest tune for the whole year and I can't see Kochi. Is there any chance Kochi touching the stage tonight?
Kochi is vocal in all that's going on behind the scene.
Yeah.
His vocal, putting it together, we are talking, we are just talking. As we say, with every organization, we have our private meetings and whatsoever. And vocal with it. You understand me? We're not taking no side.
Yes.
So we're not stressing out what's going on, blame nobody. All we talk about is what we're gonna do now.
Well, as I said, you have so much ammunition right now. Why not even worry about the Aritadla and General beating, because them a brother and a long time if I'm scared them crew, them two you them a lion in our jungle, and we don't stop lions from roar. We encourage lions to roar, because lion do what lion do, we roar. No pussycat roar, so you don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, my lord. So tonight's show, give me the lineup for tonight's show, because tonight seems like it's going to be off the shizzle.
But listen, I just want to play up something first.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You see, the young men them will play the sound.
Yes, sir.
Sky dancer. Dancer was not a selector. It's Boombox turned dancer in a selector. Dancer is a man that get song and rub and have him studio and them thing. Never selector. Him just talk pan my, I know him a the selector pan for him. So we turn him in a selector. So we turn him in a selector. I'm a learn it. I'm go buy a laptop and them start learn the thing more and more and more. We at Boombox don't decide to run away people. We take them and train them. We take people who was not. They are. So we want to people. So if we take dancer them and bringing other people, the same people are gonna say, but dancer them there from day one.
No, we don't want to move dancer. We don't want to move the cameraman. But what we want to think is dancer up and know say if him start out helping the movement, that no means him have to dead at 24/7. We need to professionally put this together, because the international people are waiting to take this away from us, people. I'm telling you that. We have killed verses in my lad. Verses not even nobody talk about verses again in a king. A free road people that I deal with, so it's a multi-billion-dollar business. But we not gonna wait till in time a guy come tell us it's a multi-billion-dollar. We are gonna treat it as it is, and you know I do a brilliant job as how it is with the little resource that you have, my lad.
My good friend.
Yes, sir.
And I want to about him, this young man, Andy Ballantyne.
Yes, sir.
I don't know Andy Ballantyne. He is one of Jamaica artists in terms of visual painting and such in the world. World, France, all over. I'm a friend, somebody that I know, man. That man is a good man. And him just come up the phone with me, international. Whether I'm in Italy, where him, keep a link. And him give me, and say, let me tell you this. I'm giving you an insight because he know many people within the media industry and out here and whatsoever. He said, many people are on the edge of their seat right now because of Boombox, who used to keep shows.
Yes, sir.
They are in a panic. They are wondering what this.
Yes, sir.
Without no big money.
Love to this. I love to this. At the mango tree, me tell us we stand up in my lad. Or the mango tree round the yard more time, it not even about no mango. I'm gonna have to search it and find a mango in it. So that's why I say when me hear toddler come out and inventing frustration, you know, I know from a youth who plant a seed and see it grow, me know how him feel. And General B know how him feel. You know how him feel. As I said, this is not a one thing, cause when we die and leave this legacy and make a guy take this over, you know, King. Our youth have to go start over from scratch and we not do them thing there again, Father. We want to leave inheritance for the next generation. That's why Rexton Garden have to come up because Rexton wish him did start a free flow Friday. That means that him a come bless it up too. Burning Spirit come bless it up too. A Morgan Heritage and them man they call me. They come bless up a thing. But some of them hotel boy and girl down at the North Coast have to know say not because it started by Beacle Bailey and Harry Toddler and General B and Angel and them man. These youths are ambitious youths. If them youths never have ambition, they would have to take up ammunition, them never do them take up music. So that's why when we see all the big fish like Drew a swim around, me whoop. So when some fest come, no come, no look a monkey money come deal this cause it's a whole conglomerate, it's a full production, you know, I bring us some fest in a King. You know, if you have no whole night in a my lad, that's how we are deal with this, you know.
We don't know if Boomba and suspect and Sunsplash.
There's no confirm it, no confirm it on July the around the corner.
Well, you don't know, everybody I try to use people, you know, and you know, we are not being used on that show.
Wow.
We don't know. I'm not vex about that.
No, I'm not
vex. Boombox and Das too. Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, a part of down sound, you know. So if I will work, we feel good same way.
But I am, as I said, and I think that is what Ari is getting at, that a lot of people are still seeing this as a small thing, which we don't mind a guy see it as small thing, but this is a global platform. And if we're in the month of May, June, July is around the corner, I see them book Spice. Spice is good. I see them book all of the artists them, but what Boombox have done, Boombox have put everybody on an international stage where when some fest give Boombox a night for themselves, they can be assured that international interaction is going to take place. I'm tell you, I want to talk to Ari and the conglomerate, because my lad, from outer, talk.
Listen this, man. Yeah. I'll show you something. Bex, I'm in a day.
Yes,
over nearly a year through the pandemic, through this and that.
Yes.
Is one MC, you know, say,
yes,
we are lighting up. And when it comes to some fest, it's not near the MC.
No.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Though I could cry out.
I don't want you to be no MC for some fest. I want you to be MP for Boombox. If Joe Bonovich is listening right now on the Jamaica Tourist Board, it is very insulting to invite a production like Boombox to do one artist. You know, we don't mind one artist from the Boombox perform, but the world is going to ask, where is the production? Because me rate some fest, but through COVID, some fest lockdown. Me rate Sting, but through COVID, Sting lockdown. Me not say no promoter and producer stand up like how me say. The Boombox stand up. And the Boombox earn. We never ask for this. We earn the respect. So you know, we just want the eye them know say Boombox is not some little joke thing. This is a legacy for our brothers and sisters, and we are cherish it and we are treat it with love and respect. So when it touch upon your doorstep, people, remember say no corporation do not support some little youths who have ambition, who could have take up ammunition, them don't. Them rob me brethren Beaker Bailey, you know, man, and a man could have go up on a different level, you know, and Beaker Bailey said, no, I take it to the music. I love them thing, the honorable. I love them thing, the man. Highly.
It happen, man, the show have to go on, man, and the youths them have to make them way through, and the people them have to full joy themselves and be entertained, and it have to inspire, and it have to uplift, so it continue. This is not no personal feelings. Me have bullet for personal issues, you know, but that does not this. My personal issues does not coincide with Boombox. Boombox is for the people, and for the people we are. So we are sticking with the people, and we are here for the people, and the people are here for we. So we are one.
Yes, sir.
So enough love and respect to all of the ones that listen. Everything nice. Everything is being worked out. Yeah. It's not like how you think it blow out a proposal. Cause we as black people sometimes we blow things out a proposal and we hear. But near, it's alright, man. And later on, man, you said the unity up and running, man.
Yeah, man, we rebroadcast that and play that live for another thing. One love in a billion. Keep doing the great work, my brother. Keep doing the great work.
I know tonight is the most anticipated show in terms of what is going on, who wants to what I'm coming up, people, you know.
Yo, me go up to the sponsors and look boy your clothes wear, make sure say yo every time you go for the mic and say something, them get them credit cause Baker.
No, my sponsors will take care of by Baker Bailey. I want some sponsor. I wouldn't mind you.
Talk to me, man. Talk to me, Bailey. That's what I tell you. Me and you have to talk every week because people see your work and don't know. My lord, talk to me because you need the sponsors. You the sponsors them any clothes store right now. We are dealing the right thing. Talk to me, Bailey. Come love the dashiki last week, by the way.
But we don't get wages enough at Boombox, you know. We don't get no wages. There's no wages. Every man just hold them head and just move on. Get a little traveling. Kind of money not there if we get it. We organize and that we have to try put together a thing. Try store and try to make an account. You understand me? Yeah. Me have to go. If me if it talk, me I suffer at a loss.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because me I gain something where me that pay for people knowing me more. Reaching out to people, my songs them poor, me subscribe to my YouTube channel, my EP with my drop. It don't really bother me.
But me not even see you push your career. And that is what me I say, because me need to send in or let someone send in a projector, because a lot of the wording behind you on the stage can be seen. So we have to work with technology. I love what you do. I say your work will get easier in a family. It's just that when you build a house, take a whole heap of cement and gravel and stone and all kind of things. So, what it's building.
Anyone can sponsor, yeah.
Yes.
They continue doing them things. Me have to look good, you know.
Yes.
Me not ask if they look fabulous to everybody, but if me not like, everybody can adjust themselves. But me try to put myself together with what me have. I'm never just invest in myself. Me not watch no face.
Well, the thing about it is, by being, if you're listening right now and you watch the Free Flow Friday, Beetle Bailey is a very astute gentleman. He's very, very much, he is a tire. He's very, very much business-like, very much into that. So, you know, you want to get your brand out there, and you can be a little designer out there too. We're trying to get a brand. What the number for call for Boombox for you? Because you need to see that you are so important to the rest of conglomerate, and we need everybody to play. But what connection can you put out there? Because you're also an artist if they want book you and thing. Give me some contact for Beetle Bailey.
Well, you know my contact is 393-0678.
Mm-hmm.
My Instagram is Beaky Bailey. Facebook Beaky Bailey. So everything is much under Beaky Bailey, and that is BEEKIE BAILEY. So anything what we trying to do, it is for also my fellow conglomerates.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Right now, right? As well, them say, me not say me take over. It's not, no man not take over. No man not take over.
Yes.
All of us is working together. It's just that we just step up a little notch and just put it, because I know the two man might say somebody have to step forward.
Yeah man, we love that.
Yeah, so we have to step forward to keep the thing active and going until we sort out that, and that is what we did, because we couldn't stop no time at all. So somebody still did have to make the ball roll the same way. And it's roll, and the other players, them back on the court, you know?
Yes. Betterment we want to see. Betterment we want to see. Can't do the youth like that.
Career, you know, that me I try to tell you, but let's think about the youths and others, and not even sing. More time, I don't have time for that.
Yes.
I just others I think about, and when you think about others, your blessing will come along.
Yeah,
but
man.
Help others, man. Help, you know. So look out for the boombox all stars, the young artists them. I want to support them, I want to advise them, I want to send for them and want to help them, because them are the future. Alright? So that's that.
Yeah man, bless up.
I satisfy.
Yeah man.
The listeners, you know.
Yeah, I
thank you for giving me the opportunity and boombox the platform to exercise them vocal strength, you know.
Powers.
Explaining what is going on. So enough love, Maroon King.
Yes, sir.
Maroon wants them. We live together as black people. We grow together as unified, as one people.
Yes.
No matter the color, no matter the nation, we are all one, created under one Most High. So enough love.
Yo, I'm gonna try to get DJ Chance, because we send the setup song of him, and we're gonna talk to you. Bailey, just hold your head up, my lad. Everything is everything.
Yeah, and I will send you a pre-list of the lineup.
Please do, yes sir.
Probably we have like additional tweets still. We have like additional tweets.
No problem.
This is okay.
Yes sir.
Maximum is
Join the beat. Yeah, join the Free Flow Friday this evening at 7 o'clock, and we will be bringing it live and getting you in it. It's a vehicle, Bailey. Hold on, let's get back to it. It's all about he just do the PR for the big thing.
How can I forget better, man?
As we said, the system always make the people the victim. See?
Yeah.
So sometimes the youth is not to be blamed. Give the youth them a
hold on, the phone line can be open a bit. Hold on, this is Big Bailey. Betterment Ruansi.
I pay a friend that kill for
Boombox.
But still in a brother.
What we are gonna do now? We make it true. Everybody face us a wrinkle and screw. What to do? Yes. Betterment we want see. Look where you look, all we can see. Poverty a kick like karate. Government policy are so nasty. Betterment we want see. Look where you look and we can see.
Poverty a kick like
karate. Government policy are so nasty. But I can't say the world no never is like them a force us to the rebel. Life so hard, uncomfortable, unstable, so miserable. Remember from me, I do not stop trying. Hard work, dedication, no sacrifice. Over the years, I'm cry a lot of cry. Living at the ghetto with a lot of lies. Betterment we want see. Look where you look, all we can see.
Let me just pick up the massive them on the listening, tune in.
Policy are so nasty.
Betterment we want see.
Look where you look and we can see. Crime does a kick like karate. Government policy are so nasty. Now make them kill yourself.
I hope that Red Snapper heard what you wanted to hear.
Focus to your best fulfill dream. In a that we have to live clean. No more youths in a board box. Collectively the youth they make some more tracks. In a them face no more door lock. Clearance, no more roadblock. Truthfully. Betterment we want see. Look where you look, all we can see. Poverty a kick like karate. Government policy are so nasty. Betterment we want see. Look where you look and we can see. Crime Crime just a kick like karate. Government policy are so nasty. Remember Jacka said the world no never is like them a force us to the rebel. Life so hard, uncomfortable, unstable, so miserable. Remember from me, you not stop trying. Hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. Over the years, my cry a lot of cry. Living at the ghetto with a lot of lies. Betterment we want see. Look where you look, all we can see. Poverty a kick like karate. Government policy are so nasty. Betterment we want see. Look where you look and we can see. Crime just a kick like karate. Government policy are so nasty. Where we a go do now? We make it true. Everybody face us a wrinkle and screw.
Yeah, that was the likes of none other than Beacon. Really?
Man, subdue and misfortune.
Yes.
A great man rise above. So you go to the struggle, let's go and show them love. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you know, man. Big up. Let me just say we have the boombox lined up for this Friday. Kotan, Kimiko, Castafari, Savvy, the Black One, Laser Matrix, Natural Lion, that is Richie Spice, brother. Malicious, Michaelus, that's going to be there. And the big artist for tonight is Richie Spice. Yeah, big up all of the massive them who is on board. The Maroons, they have gathered here this morning, Grand Rising, and we're keeping a track of what's going on. As you know, see below for info part, click and read below. Festival of Life back to July 4th week, and of course that is coming from the Ukraine. That is the big representation that is going on. Let's see how best we can start our morning. The phone lines are available. It's 29 minutes after the hour, and you know, every morning we try to be abreast as to what is going on. We are still following development out of the British Virgin Islands. We understand that a new government, yes, a new government has been sworn in. We're watching that. We're calling this morning the British coup d'etat. Yeah, the British coup d'etat. And for those who know what a coup d'etat is, it is when you have, you know what I mean, unscrupulous elements that plan your demise. Yes, they plan to take you out, but they take you out in a suspicious manner. We're working the phone lines, as I said. We've been calling some of the movers and shakers that has been studying what's happening on the ground. Some people, they do return our call, some don't, but that is how it is. We'll be going to Canada this morning. We'll also be touching into the British Virgin Islands. We'll be touching into Jamaica. We've just come from Jamaica. The spaceship has just went over to the boombox Free Flow Friday, and Richie Spice is on location. We may touch back down there, but this is what it's all about. Carvin Malone, the infamous Carvin Malone, has come out, as you've heard. This is another minister breaking news. Jesus, breaking news. Another news coming out of the woodwork. Carvin Malone, the good doctor for the British Virgin Island that spearheaded all of the work that went on with COVID-19. We understand that Carvin Malone, you're hearing us right, have stepped down. This is a breaking news. This is Mr. Malone, who spearheaded the inoculation of people with the supplement from the CDC. People, we're going to get the tapes lined up. We're live here. We're going to go in hard today. We see where damage control is kicked in. And, you know, as Sister Joyce said, that too late will be our cry for the British Virgin Islands. It's embarrassing at this time that the British is playing Captain Save a Ho, and it's not going down well. Do we have the tape with Carvin Malone suggesting why he step away from the realms of power? We're ready, let's go.
Social Development Honorable Carvin Malone sets out to dispel allegations levied at him.
I thought it fitting to inform everyone that I, Carvin Malone, been listed or inferred in Commission of Inquiry's report, audit, or investigation. This rumor is deliberate and it is wrong. Stop it. Just to be clear, I voluntarily agreed to cede my appointment as Minister for Health and Social Development in support of unification that is aimed at reform while addressing the 45+ recommendations listed in the COI's report. The issues being addressed will be in addition to others that I have detected and advocated for during my short 39 months as minister. There are constitutional processes that must be followed if the transfer of posts and positions is to be legally accomplished, and haste must not deepen our present crisis. The report of the COI took 455 days to complete, a review of over 55 years of governance with specific focus on the last 12 years. Within the last 7 days, a number of structural adjustments have been directed and adhered to. Let us not leap to conclusions. I will do my best to keep everyone fully informed and engaged in the process and the requirements. I have fought numerous battles for and on behalf of my BVI. Never lose sight of the fact that the cows are still in the road ahead.
Yes, the cows are still ahead of us. I don't know what the good minister mean by the cow is still ahead of us. More news coming in. We do have the Honorable Shireen Flax. She was a vocalist. Yes, she was a vocalist. And, I spoke to her husband, Lele, and Lele Charles said that he would come on board and have a civil reasoning with our people on behalf of the house that he runs. Let's go over to...
...has led the territory to where it is today. That was said by Junior Minister for Trade and Economic Development, Honorable Shireen Flax Charles.
Through it all, there was no one to blame but ourselves. As a people, many of us sat idly by as the situation became more and more untenable. We let the fear of victimization and loss of opportunity blind us to the dark path that we have now been headed down for decades. We allowed ourselves to embrace a broken way of doing things, especially when it was to our own selfish benefit. And we only stirred ourselves up to passion when it came to striking against those who tried to be lone voices in the wilderness. Mr. Speaker?
That's why I said that we have to talk to the Charles scam. This is the wife of Lily Charles, and as I said, I've reached out to him because he has reached out to us when it comes on to doing our broadcast, and he said that, but you've just heard what the good minister just said, that the silencing of our people is crazy. The silencing of our people is crazy, where you have people who tell themselves that if you talk out against the injustice, if you speak out against the injustice, you don't like the British Virgin Islands, and that is so far-fetched. It is so far-fetched. It's not something that you should take seriously. If somebody pay you any mind, that means that they do care about you.
I go further to say that as leaders, we failed. I won't dress it up with stories of myself or any other trying to speak against injustice. Wherever we may have tried to stand for what was right, it is clear that it was not enough, as our journey has still led us to where we are today. Our greatest failing was allowing ourselves to be divided, manipulated, and led astray, all in the name of a personal interest that we had yet to understand. Mr. Speaker, today the order of business is clear-cut. The only way for upward movement is to shed the weight that has burdened, and today we must do just that in a way that signals to our people, our global partners, and the international community that we are truly committed to progress. Today,
who is guiding this nation? We want to know. We want to know. We want to know.
I wanna say we have something from Miss Olivine Maynard. We're gonna read it. What a dilemma, what a dilemma. We all have our challenges.
Good Lord, hear me out today. Please come and rescue me from this world that has gone astray. They gone, we children, they gone. No one was guiding them, and now they have lost their way. Society that was once the pride and joy for BB Islanders to behold. I want paradise now turning so cold. We could have walked the road any time at night, but you can't do them thing no more.
I'm calling the religious leaders, and none of them can answer their phone. None of them.
Too much of corruption in the ministry.
It's a shame.
Criminals walking the roads scot free.
That's wrong.
I tell you
That's wrong.
we like a ship in a storm with no captain, and we heading straight for the reef.
One of the worst things is that you cannot correct yourself, you know?
Disbelief.
Let me ask a question, BVI.
Who's guiding this nation?
My God, this is Queen Makisha.
Pull it up again.
This is the only queen that I can call on. Queen Makisha, my gosh. Who's guiding this nation? Who is guiding this nation? Good governance. That's what they say they give in the BVI. Good governance. Why aren't none of the governors being charged? Why is the UK just walking away scot-free after not taking care of their responsibility?
Hear me out today. Please come and rescue me from this world that has gone astray. They go.
Dear God.
Children, they go.
Love and share, like and care. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please.
Society that was once the pride and joy for BB Islanders to behold.
Yes.
I want paradise now turning so cold. We could have walked the road any time at night, but you can't do them thing no more. But the innocent knocking on heaven's door. It's too much of corruption in the ministry.
Let me just big up DJ Commodore for coming on yesterday. Thank you so much, sir.
I tell you that wrong. We like a ship in a storm with no captain, and we heading straight for the reef. While we only gaping in disbelief and asking,
Who's guiding this nation?
Who's watching the next generation? Who is watching them grow? Who is watching the children?
Who's guiding this nation?
Lord, we really don't know.
We don't know, we don't know.
Somebody tell me, I want to know.
Oh. Wow, so much activities. Let's see what I think I'm trying to get Chappy boy.
Fathers are talking to the fathers. Should be the cornerstone and the foundation of the family. They go, yes, they're always gone. There's too many broken homes and men who act irresponsibly. The children left at home while single mothers only scratching to make a dime.
Trying to get a man of the cloth, but I can't get nobody of the cloth. I wonder why.
The path of lawlessness was his chosen way. Lack of guidance, that was the cause. And now little Johnny behind the prison bars. The money you put aside for the school children, you giving it to outside woman.
That's wrong. I tell you that's wrong.
Overcrowded schools, they done bad enough. Our children have it too hard. They moving like sheep without a shepherd.
So I ask them, who's guiding this nation?
Who's watching the next
Generation.
Who is watching them grow? I want to know.
Who's guiding this nation? We don't know, we don't know.
Somebody tell me, I want to know. We want to know.
Let me say good morning to St. Vincent and the Grenadines also. Leaders.
Our leaders. We turn a blind eye to corruption just to help their friends.
Turn a blind eye to corruption.
Oh, we always suffer, pretending to hear we cry when it's time for election. On top of the recession that done killing we, the injustice making it worse. It's poor people last and the rich come first. The crime rate skyrocketing and the drug issues, man, they gone way out of control. We got to put an end to this place. They quick to put the blame on Long Island man when our own people doing just as bad.
That's wrong. I tell you that's wrong.
The customs department and the police force, man, they need investigating. They making the same laws that they breaking.
So I ask them, who's guiding this nation? Phone lines are open right now.
Who is guiding this nation?
We just trying to get it all sorted out. We don't know. Somebody tell me, I'd like to know. As I said, our phone lines are blazing off the chisel. Who's guiding this nation? Grand Rising, Carlton. How you doing, Carlton? Grand Rising.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Yes. I'm trying to get some of the religious leaders in the territory, but I can't get them. Is there anything wrong with the phone system down there or what?
I don't know.
I reach out to Bishop Charles, I don't get him. I reach out to Bishop Ricketts, I don't get him. I reach out to Bishop Klein, I don't get him. You're the only man of God I got through. Your phone lines are working.
This is on net. This is on net call, so I don't know how you trying to call them.
Why am I trying to call them?
No, how you trying to call him? Because this is through the internet, so I don't know if that's what you were trying to call him.
Well, I called you through the internet and get you. You know, I called everybody through the internet. It's the World Wide Web, and you know, I think they would answer, but nobody's answer. But you know, let's move on. I'm doing my international show. You're on the job, I suppose. You're working right now, right?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, your hands are all tied. Is your hands tied up or your hands free? You have your earphone on?
Yeah, I got an earphone on, but I don't know. Wait, this on the radio? You put me on the radio?
Well, I'm doing my international morning ride show, 10 till 2 every day, and I don't know, I need a man of God to talk to this morning, and I've run through all the names that have man of God underneath, and your name come up because you've been a testimony, and several others, but the others are not answering. Only you answer the call to do God's work this morning. I wonder if there's something into something.
Okay. A lot of hope I have the time. I didn't know, but
yeah, Carlton. But let's get to the meat of the matter. Carlton, you have been calling that place home for a while, and you know, Carlton, I called it my home also. What's unfolding in front of you? You're a young gentleman. You don't get any grandchildren yet, but hopefully you get some. Carlton, are you concerned about what's transpiring in your homeland right now?
I think without thinking it through just generally, I think anybody would be concerned about what's happening, not just here, but just globally. I think what happened from here just highlights particular area of concern that people from all over have as well. But I think just as a citizen of any place, you would be concerned because you have international reputations that people are watching, and we wouldn't like anybody who would like to visit or anything like that to be detoured from anything that is out there, because sometimes one particular thing, whether unfortunate or not, doesn't reflect an entire place. So in our fairness, I look at it like that as well too.
No, but unlike other places, we're seeing where the British has come in on a day like this, and they're offering good governance. Your leaders have been labeled delinquents, that they can't run their own affairs, and this in the modern world is similar to what's happening in the Ukraine, but there's no bomb physically dropping there because you've been invaded, you've been taken over by diplomatic channels. Don't you see it in that essence?
I think as far as the whole political spectrum, I wouldn't be the one to comment on that, because they would have all the details and all of whatever it is they're offering, whether good governance or the details on that. I wouldn't be able to speak to any of that. What I would speak to in terms of my position would be that, to your earlier question, there are some definite concerns, and I've taken the more to really seek God in prayer about it, in terms of course, for yourself first, because you know you're a part of the nation. You got to make sure that you're right yourself as an individual before you even go out to talking about being right as a country. So from a spiritual perspective, that's what I've taken on, but I don't ignore the political points that you the views that you're saying. I don't ignore them because they're real, but in terms of the details, to be able to speak to them in terms of whether they're offering good governance or they're doing that, I'm not the one to do that. I can tell you that what you're saying, you're absolutely on point. That is a concern. There are some bombs dropping, as you're saying, but I think as a people, it's time for us to really take stock of our individual lives and say, hey, you know what? I'm part of this country. It starts with me. I need to seek God. I need to get right with God. I need to, train up our children in the way they should go. And all the biblical foundations that we know. So as you rightfully said, from a spirit.
But truth be told, Hurricane Irma beat us so bad, and I was surprised to see our brothers and sisters entered back that sort of don't care attitude, selfishness, and holding on to earthly position after we lost everything by the hurricane. And we're at this junction now. Do you think spiritually people want to change spiritually, or they just pretend like they want change?
I think it's a combination, because there are times in my life where I really wanted change, but then I also really wanted to hold on to my own way. So you rightfully said, I kind of reflecting now as you said about Alma. Yeah, I remember when you looked at the roads and every car had tape on it, and material possessions didn't really matter. And that's one of the things sometimes I'm learning and still learning, that God is true in terms of his wisdom. He knows better than any of us. And sometimes we find ourselves in difficult situations and we cry out and we want out of it very quickly. But sometimes being in that situation, that difficult situation, a little bit longer actually helps take away the desire for the other thing. So I won't go as far as saying that, we should have had Alma or any disaster a little longer, but I'm seeing that there are consecutive things happening spiritually, which means that we're not letting go of something as individuals and as a country. So we need to take stock and see, hey, what is God saying to us here with these constant difficulties as a nation? Do we need to repent in this way? When do we need to turn to him? So that's what I'm saying, that we have to trust the wisdom of God, that even though it looks a particular way, he's trying to say something to us that we need to take stock of.
We need, I strongly think that the first step towards changing is correcting the injustice that has led us to this crossroad. And, it was very inhumane to see the government send home people who helped put that country together. It was inhumane to see people who reside there become marginalized because of a last name and who they're related to Carlton. And, now we're seeing this morning where the British is going to do even worse to the indigenous brothers and sisters of that territory, because they're using the blueprint as to how they govern to say that, yes, this is how we're going to govern. I am quite sure that that concern is lurking in our brothers and sisters' head right now as to, will they be treated like how they had treated others? And that's not a good thing.
No, I'm hearing you. I know that there are different areas in which things happen. I wish I had details to be able to speak to it, but I know you have heard and you're aware of different things.
Yes.
I think collectively now is the time more than ever to really not see whether you're talking nationality. Once you have interest here, you're a part of the nation, so you need to join in.
But that's what we've been pushing from day one, that we don't see passport and birth paper when it comes on to human beings, because people are God's people in all fullness. But, you'll have rules and regulation that is put in place to curtail the freedom of our people. And over the years, we have seen where leaders in the Virgin Islands have used this yardstick against others. And today, the 6th day of May 2022, these said yardstick will be the measuring sticks of your brothers and sisters. I'm saying that, how do you fix that? Because there's people who have been suffering under the treatment as to how it was handed out, and they have not been compensated. It's too late now to get compensation, because the power is not in your politicians' hands anymore. It's inside of the hands of the British. How do the locals come out from under this weight that is going to put on them?
Well, I still think that everything is in God's hands.
Yes.
Because, even Jesus himself said, listen, nobody else make me lay down my life, I lay down my life. So I still believe that as a nation, we're still in the hands of God. I think now is the time to really use all the expertise in every particular area. And just like you already said, I'm trying to hold up my end in terms of being somebody that is a professed believer in God, an ordained pastor. Yeah. I'm holding up my end. I'm not trying to cross over to anybody's end. I agree that there are injustices, but I believe we're still in the hands of God, and I believe that whatever injustice
a just God at that too.
Of course,
yes, a very just God.
Yes, he is indeed.
Because he sees and knows our heart. When we can hide our heart under the shirt and the skin and the bones and the flesh, he goes deep inside and he does this sort of cleaning. And I think that we have to clean our heart with the help of the Almighty to do the right thing. And I think the records are not looking good, Carlton. And what I'm seeing is, instead of our brothers and sisters make amends as to the injustice that they've been involved with, they're trying to find an excuse as to why they did it. And as a Christian, can that work? Honestly, Carlton, can that work as a God-fearing person?
No, I firmly believe that you have to come to God and really. David is an example of that. David's life was on public display. David's life is in the Bible clearly for all of us to read. We read about his glories, how he wrote about the Psalms, and he wrote about the goodness of God, and then we read about how he ordered a man to get his wife. But God named David a man after his own heart. Now, only a God that knows the depth of any situation can make a judgment like that. So what am I saying? I'm saying that we gotta go to the heart of the matter, and the heart of the matter is with God. We gotta admit that, yeah, we did this, we did that, we did this, we did that, and throw ourselves on the mercy of God. I truly believe, as a just God, you're saying, He will begin to put some of these things in place, and I think He has already done some of that. I think that it has united us as a country in ways that we probably never seen before, and some of the situations might have already been solved just by coming together for such a common purpose to ensure that we all can have a place to live that we can be truly proud of worldwide. And of course, all our family members, friends, and people, as you're saying, that live here, and the people who come in to make a living here. We have to really throw ourselves on the mercy of that just God that you're talking about, who sees and knows everything, and all the injustices you're talking about. He will raise up people to speak to those injustices. He would raise up systems and put them in place, even if he uses the UK as a tool in certain areas. But once we see God at the root of everything, from my perspective, and we know that we're in His hand and that we're under His mercy and only He can do it, then I believe as a nation, as a territory, we'll be moving in the right direction. I don't think you can go wrong with throwing yourself on the mercy of God and really being honest about the fact of what you have done. That's why He said, I don't want to preach.
No, continue. I called you this morning because I feel that energy. Continue, man. What happened to you?
Yeah, in 1 John chapter 1, verse 9, it's a very comforting passage for me at times when he says, if we confess our sins, yes, He is just and faithful to forgive us. So our confession activates His faithfulness, So when we confess it and we say that we're wrong, and we say it activates His faithfulness, He says, now that you have said that you're wrong, I can now show you how faithful I am to now bestow upon you that mercy and that direction that will get you on the right path and get you where you desire to be.
Yes. It is, it's quite simple to say you're sorry, you know what I mean? But I think after Hurricane Irma, this hurricane took all the materialistic things, but this man-made hurricane by the British is going to take lives, because our people are not, British Virgin Islands people don't know how to be subordinate. They do not know how to take orders. They're going to rebel, and this life that had existed, this blessings that our brothers and sisters came across, it was a beautiful thing. It was getting our people to handle their own destiny and everything, but it has come crashing down, because they say, who God bless, let no man curse. But there is a little guy named Lucifer who sees how much you love vanity over humanity, and he used that against us. And I think our people have gone astray, not realizing the blessing that they have and how easy it is for unscrupulous elements to come in and take it from us. God bless us with blessings, but if he bless you with something and you don't cherish it, you don't use it, your blessings in the right way, He will take it back from you. And I think that is what happened to the British Virgin Islands right now, where, politically speaking, there was element who saw how vulnerable our people were, and how blessed our people were. And they've gone into dark room and have secret counsel as to how to take our blessings. This morning, our brothers and sisters are being subordinated by a worse power because the British has never done anything for maroon people more than capture them and enslave them. But your words of righteousness really sounds nice and it quenched my soul. I want to thank you very much for putting this across. Last but not least, your musical contribution to the nation. How is that going?
I think I have a song out right now. It's entitled "At My Lowest." I think it's so fitting. I think as a country, you could kind of say, I won't speak for everybody, but I think it's a pretty low point right now. And the good thing about low points is that you find yourself in a place of humility. Just like in my own personal life, I found myself in a place where I was deep in a valley and there was all types of things happening. And sometimes there's a lot of injustice that God would use as tools to make you better in your character, because truly I can say that even though some of the things were unjust and they were not accurate and they were false, that they really forced me to throw myself upon God. And he gave me a song entitled "At My Lowest." That's the song that I have out right now.
Yes.
And I think as a nation, it speaks to us. But the good thing about being at your lowest is that there's no lower to go. You can only now begin to ascend, because the word of God tells us that if you exalt yourself, he will abase you. But he says when you humble yourself, he will exalt you. So as the famous scripture says, and I'm sure that it'll be a well-spoken scripture over the BBI, 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people shall humble themselves and pray. Notice you got to humble yourself before you pray. Sometimes we think you have to pray first, but you got to humble yourself. You got to really understand that, God, I can't do this without you. God, I've sinned against you in ways that I don't know I've sinned. I've sinned in ways I know I've sinned against you. But I humble myself and now I communicate or I pray to you and I'm asking you to restore me, to heal me. And I could truly say that God did it for me, and I believe he could do it for these beautiful British Virgin Islands. And we go way back. I know you came in from Jamaica and we even did music together back in the day. So I think our country at the heart loves all the nations that join with it. It's just sometimes in the hustle and bustle of being with people, sometimes that human element comes in and it makes beautiful things, sometimes very ugly. But thank God that we have a Savior that died for us and he could make all things beautiful. And just like the song "At My Lowest" speaks to being at your lowest point and you can rise again, and that's the place where God will show his love. If we humble ourselves, that's the key. Because if you go deeper into pride, it would make no sense to be at your lowest point, because you're going to just sink deeper into pride. But if you humble yourself and recognize, God, you are the one, I'm here, and I throw myself on your mercy, he will cause you to rise from the ashes into a wonderful testimony of his goodness.
As I said before, you're a young inspiration to a lot of people. And Carlton, thanks for taking time out to give us this word of courage and empowerment. I do hope that things are for the better, but with the track record that's been on the table, I am not too optimistic. But I know that our people, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And this is a challenge that we didn't ask for the next generation to go through, but they will have to go through this challenge. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Amen. Blessings to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
That is Inside Smack of the British Virgin Islands, and that is Carlton, a very good friend. He has really, really, really been an inspiration, a strong person who has, been through a lot of situation that has made him stronger, and it is much more like that. I know that the Honorable are very, very busy, but the numbers to call right now, the number to call is 260-209-8730. You can WhatsApp me, and let's get something good. Let's drop in something for the people, because you have to put God first, put God first in every single thing that you're doing. God is a title, but find that energy that can bring it forth. DJ, I could get some action inside of the studio right now, because I have to put God and worship God in spirit and in truth. Know that God has made me.
When your money done, got a God. Your husband gone, got a God. Your boyfriend gone, got a God. Don't know what to do, got a God. And your rent is due, got a God. Your girlfriend gone, got a God. Massa got a God. Massa got a God. Boy. She ain't got a money. She ain't got a heat.
Oh yes. Worship God in spirit and in truth, people. Let's go.
Boy. Boy. See him got a morning.
See him got a morning.
See him got a evening.
See him good evening. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son.
Mighty God is he. A God in the lion den. A God in the Hebrew tongue.
God a God.
Mighty God a God.
God a God.
Mighty God a God.
God a God.
When your money done.
God a God.
Don't know what to do.
God a God.
And your husband gone.
God a God.
And your boyfriend gone.
God a God.
And your girlfriend gone.
God a God.
Don't know what to do.
I wonder if Willie is over there.
Don't know what to do.
I wonder if Willie over Canada. Call Bishop, I call him I call him out of the pastor them this morning. Pastor God. Testimony, come on. See him got a evening. Master God. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? The man made a hurricane of the British.
Master God.
Master God.
Boy. See him got a money.
See him got a evening.
See him got a heat.
Master God. May I call Bishop Ricketts and him can't come to the phone all now, you know. We are called Bishop Klein and him can't come to the people them all now. Anybody have a number for Bishop Charles? We want the religious leaders them come out. Make a table can call the Governor Jasper. If the British them feel like they can't come in with an invasion, let me tell them. The maroon beat on already, we go beat on again. See him got a evening. Master God.
Get something on weaving. 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 Bounce by your neighbor. 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 Young girl, bounce by your neighbor. Young boy, bounce by your neighbor. Get something on prison. Pick up your hand on prison. Touch your neighbor prison. Bounce your neighbor prison. Wheel your neighbor prison. Dance your neighbor prison.
Our people suffer because of the lack of knowledge.
Mighty Jesus.
Can you imagine you happy that somebody calling you a slave? Can you be happy with somebody calling you a slave? See him God a evening. Master God. Me said no weapon that form against our people shall prosper. All of the science so them a cook up, all like back bro, them a go in the Thursday night, go work how much wheelbarrow. I cut off how much fall head and I drink blood. We are beating you. The Wobia man. Tell the holy man so we are the spiritual revivalists. You see how me head tie? God of God.
Oh, hallelujah. Get something on praising. Get something on praising.
Let me say, me call back an ex-pastor. Hold on.
Get something on praising. Oh, mighty God of God. Mighty God is He. Mighty God is He. When your money done, are your husband gone? Are your boyfriend gone? Are your children gone? Mighty God of God.
Massa God of God.
Don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. Mighty God of God. Mighty God of God. Boy, get something on prison. Get something on prison. Put up your hand on prison. Wave your hand on prison. Touch your neighbor prison. Call your neighbor prison.
Let me say grand rising to St. Vincent. Grand rising.
Call your bishop on prison. Mighty God of God. Mighty God of God. Mighty God of God. Mighty God of God.
Mighty God.
Mighty God of 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 God.
Mighty God.
Mighty God of God.
Thank you so much. Telling you, worship God in spirit and in truth. Worship God in spirit and in truth, Father.
Lord God, I want to go to heaven when I die. We go heaven.
Yes, Miss Oliver Maynard, I want to say. Don't know, it's a woman that I love, you know. What is man that God is mindful? Fire Friday, Fire Friday, fire! Oh God, I want to go to heaven when I die. If we go here and Jordan road. Go down, Babylon, go down. I said roll, Jordan road. Oh God, I want to go to heaven when I die. If we go here when Jordan road. I got to put the phone a ring again. Hold on, people. My God. Hold on. Bishop, Willie God. I'm trying to reach a man of God this morning who can teach our people how to worship God in spirit and in truth, Willie. Your name just pop up this morning because I always believe that he's a man of God, even though you don't practice the 42 laws of Mahat. Grand Rising, Willie. How you doing?
Grand Rising. Well, let me tell you something. Hey.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. Let me tell you something now.
Yes, sir.
I hope you're serious about what you're doing and mock the Christian them. You know? I hope you're serious, because God is not mocking my brethren. God is not mocked. So I hope a genuine thing you do, because you know the mockery thing, you do something straight, you talk to you straight.
Yeah, well,
so as long as you mean what you do, me go do this. But if you just a mock way, a problem that for me, you see me?
Well, the only way me can mock you, Willie, is if you don't believe in God. If you don't worship God in spirit and in truth, you will feel like I'm mocking. But same God a morning, same God a evening, Master God a...
You're mocking. I'm asking you if you're mocking.
You can't mock God. You can, as long as you're a living being with energy running through your body, you are a God. So you can't mock yourself. So the Christians is who I want to pull forth to stand for righteousness, because in a world where so many church exist, Willie, it's embarrassing to see the lackadaisical movement of the people who call themselves child of God or Christians. It's embarrassing.
Yes, but you have to remember the master tell us say in this world you will have trouble and tribulation, so don't expect it will get better. Anybody who knows anything about the teachings of the master, which is Yeshua, he say the times are going to get from bad to worse. Evil men are going to get worse. People, but the wise will understand the time. So you have to understand and separate the sheep from the goat. You have the one set of people is going to be getting wise about what is happening. They're going to prepare themselves as best as they can. You have another set of people are just lamb to the slaughter. So you have to separate them. You will never have a peaceful world, a perfect world. And he promised, it tells us it's going to be the beginning of sorrows. What you see happen. So anybody who think God is preparing to fix this world as it is a pipe dream. They don't understand the prophecies. They don't understand the word.
But hold on. He said that what is due to Caesar, give it to Caesar. Who is of the world, give it to the world. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. And you know, Willie, I am seeing where man fear man more than how they fear the Almighty. It seems as if we have just cap out from Willie. We are going to get him forward because Willie is a man of God who can handle some of the things. Sorry about that, Bishop. It look like Luciferians are trying to cut into these calls, but this is a righteous call.
No. My hand accidentally touched. I was trying to fix the thing. Yeah.
You know that Lucifer work in flesh. But what I'm saying is, if we're going to worship God in spirit and in truth, right? And the world is coming to an end, and I'm happy that the actions of this world is pulsating down to a dangerous fall, because the world does not have the natural love for the earth, which is the earth without man-made interruption. Do you see people getting back to a natural form of how they see Mother Nature and God as how we see it, in a righteous way where we can put away some of these malicious intent that we have?
Babylon must fall. Read the book of Revelation. It says Babylon is falling. So all the false systems are about to crumble.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But the people of God is going to wake up and understand what it is to be truly, as you always said, tied to the land, and make sure they do all the necessities. I am preparing later to show our people on our Friday night link there.
Yes, sir.
What it is that we need to do as a people, because the globalists, them have them plan. We are seeing it being manifested. It's going to be manifested in wars, in starvation, in and money restriction. I go to Burger King the other day, and I give them $100. Them say them don't take $100. I go to another store in Mississauga to buy some clothes for my kid. They don't take $100, so they are phasing out this car. So I keep on saying, my brethren, we need to understand what is coming and what is happening and prepare ourselves. Prepare. I know I might have sidelined your question.
No. I want you to preach. This morning you can preach. You can preach this morning because we do have a congregation online listening. So you have to preach. Willie, you've been shouting from the highest mountain with ourselves about self-reliance, organized and centralized.
Yes, sir.
You've been.
Yes, and you always say you have to nationalize.
Yes.
Get your ID card, get your maroon card, whatever it is. Get your nationality.
Yes.
Go back to the land. Tie up yourself back to the land, and make sure you have enough water here. You have enough food. Because starvation, America, Canada, the Babylon system is going to crumble, and it's going to turn into Venezuela. They're saying it already, and it's happening already. You understand? And we look to God, but we also look to self.
Yes. Yes.
I self-law Islam. I self-law. It's about charting your own course, not depending on a system to feed you and to clothe you and get tied to the land, do like the Rasta man them. Get to the land, plant up your garden, have your food, because and not just paperwork I gotta do this, that's just a small part of it. I'm talking about preparing yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually, as you've been emphasizing, worshiping God in spirit and in truth. Meaning, have to put aside the hypocrisy. No time for no fool around now. The days of hypocrisy is over. If we mean God, we mean God. If we play around, leave God out of the picture, because it's not play time. Because the time is getting more and more serious, my brother.
Yes, as I said, I start out this morning because I said to you that you know, we have to get into our spirituality in the fullness. I've been calling man of the cloth that I'm associated with, and none of them seems. Is the church, is the religious organization dead, Willie, or what? Because the churches are closed. The pastors and bishop them, they have gone online with Cash App full now. Bishops are telling people that if they don't have any Cash App, don't come on the service. Willie, is the religious fanatics deceased, honestly speaking?
Let me tell you something, as I said.
Yes, sir.
It will not depend. It's organized religion. We need to move away from organized religion. Organized religion has become like a freaking business. It's just another business model in the name of God and in the name of church, where them have a little gathering and them preach one sermon and them jump and make you feel good and play some music and you give them 10% of your hard-earned money. We need to move away from organized religion and realize that the word church is coming from a word named ecclesia, that called out one. God called you. You are no church. It's not a freaking building. It's not a group of people. You, the individual, are the church. So when all of you been called out by God, if you want to get together and assemble, fine. Yes. But we are looking at this thing them calling church these days. It's a fraud. It's a fraudulent system, because all these people, they don't care about people. All them interested in, not for the pastor, them just interested in about getting a whole heap of people in their congregation, make them feel good, collect money, and live the biggest life while the people them are starved.
So you're telling me that all these promises of miracle and people life change. I saw Benny in take off his jacket and wave it over crowd, and they got healed. But the COVID-19, I was there at the hospital looking for Benny Hinn to take off at least his hat to wave. But none of these religious leaders, they were on vacation.
Yeah. See there you go again. It says many. Go back to the word. The Bible saying in the last days, people will be deceiving and being deceived, and the devil will be appearing to do miracles. Me not frightened over miracles. Yes. The Bible said the devil can do miracles. The Bible says Satan have ministers of righteousness will look like ministers of God, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. So don't let those things captivate you, my friend. It's not everything. And Jesus himself said, and everybody who say, Lord, Lord, I call upon me with lip service. It's just lip service. So I know some people have been given the power to heal. I didn't get that power. I tried. It never worked for me. But that not say me faith. But you say if a man get the gift of healing.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Some people that get different gifts, your gift is maybe to come on the radio and a weird.
Hold on, Willie, hold on. Hello, Minister. Hold on, Willie. Minister Branch, how you doing?
Hello.
Are you busy?
Fine. How are you?
Are you busy, Minister Branch? Are you busy?
I'm not.
You know, Willie.
100%. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I have my.
What's up?
Can I ask you a few questions, Minister Branch? Can I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
Because I'm live on my 10 till 2 show, and I have Brother Willie over there in Canada. the world is going through torment, and Willie is putting into place some of the reason why. Willie, this is Minister Branch. I won't give you more detail, but she's a dear friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, truth be told. And you could say hello to her, Willie.
Hi, Minister.
All right.
Hi. Bless you.
Good. Before I get into it, Willie was trying to finish a sentence before you enter. Because I want Auntie Aku. Will you want to finish what you were saying before I bring in the minister?
No, man, let her talk, because I forgot my train of thought.
My apology. But Minister, we're saying that in a time where Christianity is being tested and churches are being closed and people are going through a lot of trial and tribulation, what is your word of comfort to them, Minister? What would you say to them at this time?
I would just tell them to, continue to look up, because as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. And what is happening now should not be a surprise to us, because, if we begin to look at some of the things that happened before, it's just, it's just coming back round. It's as it was in the beginning, it shall be so in the end. And this is a time for us to really gather all the resources that we can gather now and position ourselves that, for example, if famine was the hit, which famine has already started, and we're going to see it on a greater level. We just, we haven't even seen a pinch of what is coming yet. So this is a time for us to seek knowledge and wisdom and understanding to know how to deal and how to operate and how to function, but to be able to better withstand that which is coming. So right now, there's a lot of people are confused. A lot of people have lost jobs, they're lost hope, and even a lot of the Christians, many people that are Christians, some of them are wondering, where is God in all of this? But, some of the things that are happening is just fulfillment of prophecy. So we just have to get to that place where we are grateful for the basic things in life, where if we begin to look at the little things in life and begin to thank Him for those things, then these major things that majority of people run down, they won't be so necessary, because we'll realize that all these things and all this wealth, it can't buy life. So it's all about mindset, and I believe that COVID-19 and all this, whatever they want to call it, I believe all of that was to get us to a place to reset us, to reset our mind, because the system have been programming our mind for a very long time. I believe that.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Willie, do you confer with what the minister is saying?
Yeah.
100%, and that is my theme too. And there's a lot of people who are anti the Bible, who are anti Jesus Christ or Jesus Christ or Yeshua, whatever you want to call him. But if
Yeshua. Let's call him Yeshua. Yeshua.
Yeshua says that when the disciples said, so what will be the sign of your coming? Tell us, we want to know, because they thought they would be alive when he's going to come back. But 2,000 years later, he still has not come back. But he tells us that one day, God is a God of the fullness of time. He says in the fullness of time, he does things, not in our time. We might say, oh, where are you? That's how we're picking. He said, oh, he might come. Oh, in the world, foolishness. Nah, yeah, right. We are seeing the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse now. If you read about that in the book of Revelation, they tell you about the one of the horse represent famine, one represent bloodshed, so expect war. We see it heat up right now with NATO and Russia on a greater level, that they are threatening nuclear destruction. Will it happen? I think so. Here's why I think it will happen. Christ says when he was telling them about the sign, he says, the things will get so bad. You have never seen such time before. And it says that if he didn't intervene, no flesh, nobody would have lived. How would that mean? Wipe us out with nuclear war. So I believe that it's going to happen. But Father God is going to intervene, and that is why, as a Bible person, I believe in what Christ says, because no other book. I asked a Rasta man the other day, I said, show me your book, show me something, what your book is telling me, because my book tell me what will happen, and I see that. Tell me what your book has said. You could not answer me. So I am just saying, I confer with the sister prophecies, are a light to the future, and the future is now.
Wow, Minister, you hear that huge endorsement a while ago. She has been sending me prophecies and revelation for a couple of years now. Every morning I get some reminder that, hey, have faith, stand firm, and all of that. And I'm really proud that she has been doing that sort of work. Minister, in this time when you have seen for yourself the fulfillment of a lot of the prophecies that Willie have just said a while ago, and you're urging our people now to not only be active but be proactive as to put things in place. Spiritually speaking, where are we as a people right now? Spiritually speaking.
Well, we as a people, when you say we as a people,
of
are you talking about the chosen people?
Yes.
Okay, I believe that I was doing a message, and I'm going to pull the message up right now because I did a message this morning, but I didn't get to release it because I'm actually in London. I came here, and I'm still stuck.
I don't know why you're cracking up. You just moved from that good spot a while ago. You were in a good spot.
I did the message, and I'm just going to pull it up real quickly. And the message that I got this morning was to get ready because there is about to be an exchange. The truth.
Run that again. We just lost you a while ago, Minister Branch. I wish you could.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you loud and clear now, Minister.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Wow, I tell you,
Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you now. Are you speaking? I can hear you coming through, but it was breaking up. At first, he was in a perfect location, but now
I think what happened is it's because I actually came out of.
Yes, you did. You did. Willie, she's all the way in the UK and you're in Canada. We're working on our technical connection to continue.
Okay.
Look like she have 2G, man. She needs to get the 5G.
No, this is the British. The British have 6G. Can you continue, Minister? Let me see if I'm hearing you loud and clear right now. Wow, such a beautiful reasoning and I don't know. You can hang up and call back in, Minister, if it's giving you too much things. Remember, first we are fighting spiritual wickedness in high and low places, Willie, as you will agree with us. The minister will call us back. But Willie,
okay,
all right, you're back with us, Minister. I don't know where. I think you may have to hang up and let us call you.
Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Okay. Yeah, what happened is it looks like when I come out of this programming, going to the
want to hear every word.
Program to open up the messages actually that can.
I don't know. Minister, can you hang up?
I'm telling you this.
Yeah, continue.
I got a message.
Yeah, you got a message this morning. Wow. Seems like we have lost connection right there, people. We are trying to make a link. Hopefully it's...
How is it now?
10 times better. Continue. I hope it doesn't.
Okay, so the message that I got this morning is that we should get ready.
Wow. Let us see if we can divert that call and call back. I was also trying to get Julius Garvey, the son of Marcus Garvey. He may be on board this morning. It's going to be a very great link. Let's go back to the call. Yes, your minister, are you back with us? Willie, are you there with us?
Yeah, man. I'm there.
Yeah, that's the British. We were trying to continue with the minister, but the minister's call has been interrupted by MI6. We know that MI6 does not want us to communicate to this fullness. But Willie, you heard what she said. She is also a native from the Cayman Islands. I was going to ask her what the implication of the British recapturing the territory of the British Virgin Islands under the quote-unquote act of good governance, but I'll have to get her back. But Willie, while we were on the taking over, Willie, what is your take? You was on the show Monday night discussing with us this active movement. Willie, has your position changed? Have you seen this as a good thing? What's your take, Willie?
No. I mean, I believe that can't be a good thing. I don't believe in the enslavement, my brother. I believe we are born as free human beings.
Yes.
And we should be allowed. Just leave us the hell alone. Let us live our lives. Stop enslaving us, eh? And that is why I keep saying, but the people can only be enslaved when the people choose to buy into the slavery.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to emancipate ourselves first from the mental slavery and then from the physical slavery. But if our people don't know how to do that, they will forever be bowing down to a system, because what else are they going to do? Tell me, what choice do they have? It's imposed upon them.
Yeah, but you heard what you said. How can we look at the British as far as looking out for us when they are setting up traps for our leader? It's quite evidence that the British and the other oppressors are working in a nasty way to undermine our leaders. We're at war, Willie.
It has not changed. It has not changed, you know. The war has just been transformed in a different way. Right? The war is continuing on the planet, and it's just one set of people. Right now, it's no longer the black against the whites like one time, you know.
Yeah.
Now are the British against the whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's now the rich global elites are enslaving the entire population of humanity. It's not centralized over your little part there. A tiny portion of it. It's a global enslavement of the rich and the elite and the corporations, the big. You see how they try to silence people talk? I mean, America, a place that is founded upon free speech. I think that's the First Amendment.
Scottish minister, just hold on. Yeah.
They're setting up things to control speech. Similar movement in Canada. You as a radar man, right, with your program there, looking from this and telling you that you need a license. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen to me, I rebuke that in the name of our ancestors. This is a tribal radio station, an indigenous radio station that has all rights over the corporation. I rebuke it in the name of Shaka Zulu. I rebuke it in the name of Kunta Kente. I rebuke it in the name of Stephen Biko. And I strongly abuse it and rebuke it in the mighty name of His Excellency, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. But hold that thought, Willie God. We have royalty on the line. What go on, my brother? Grand Rising.
Yes, Grand Rising, my brother. Right.
Grand Rising. I have two brilliant minds this morning on our line. The Scottish Maroon. And of course, we have Willie God, who is here. Scottish Maroon, you have always tried to be a beacon of light for the Maroon Nation as far as encouraging and enacting our indigenous rights. There's a lot of things unfolding on the table. What's on your mind this morning before I share some more details with you?
Well, greetings again, my people. What is on my mind?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to make it clear what is really on my mind.
Yes, sir.
It is so sad that so many things have been manifesting worldwide. I recently saw the chief, Willie, even shared something about the vaccine thing. And the people them still blind to the fact that the only people that will be saved is the sovereign people. You know, every Sunday we come out and we preach this thing and we try to teach the people that everything, but very few people, and even here in Canada, I have more tribal people, indigenous people who are interested in finding out more about this maroon thing, more than our own people, right? And it's very appalling to see this, right? It's like our people is just comfortable being enslaved, right? And the more I read is the more I become ashamed of my people. They're getting so caught up in this thing called also religion that was used to divide and conquer, right? Not trying to turn back to their old way, or should I say the way. They must remember, you know, it's even written in the Bible that when the children of God was taken from the promised land, they turned it around until they taken from Egypt. Them not tell us that thief the people them from Egypt and some of the licky people them sell out to own. Right? But they must remember that when we came into colonial government tried to help build them because their parts that they were living in was very cold. They didn't have any form of civilization. They didn't have anything modern. They were like wild animals, right? We have turned our back from our true creator, which is ourselves, the one that lives within, and worshipping false Christ, false God, which is said Bible telling us that when you were taken into King Nebuchadnezzar's city, he started worshipping false gods, graven images, and a lot of idols. So there's a couple things on my mind that is really stressing me. Not really stressing me, but I pity my people.
Yes, I.
Sorry to interject. Some is halfway in and some is halfway out. Some is still searching for themselves. Right? And I implore to my people, we need to stop wasting time. The colonials have been taking over 500 years to basically reach this level of control, whether it be via technology, whether it be by their mercenaries, right?
Yes.
And it took them 500 years, over 500 years I should say. Now because we are Godheads, we can take 7 days.
Yes, sir.
And a day to a man can be a year to the Almighty. A year to man can be a day to the Almighty. Mm-hmm. And because we are Godhead, I am putting it to my people that we're going to take 7 years to get back what is rightfully ours.
And I want to interject right there that a lot of things have been transpiring, as the chief says, you know, where the Bible that has been used to religiously convert our people and not the word of spiritual righteousness has gone us. Ramos and his brother who was fed by the wolf, who lived in the cold land, who have become cold like the ice. They came back to the continent of Kush, the Kushanites, because the Kushanites are the Bantu people who started this whole civilization, you know, and we have we have seen where Ramos and his Caucasian brothers and sisters still bear the hatred of the albino, because the albino people, it came out of our ancestors. When a woman is seeing her period, if you keep having sex with her, it will bring forth that sort of nation. Because our females are very powerful, and you should know that. Every nation comes through the melanated woman. Every nation that is walking on planet Earth, it came through the melanated woman. So as we see Ramos and his counterpart going around with these barbaric thing, because to live in the cold, you know, and we can all attest to this. Willie, you can attest to it. To live in Canada is not an easy thing. To live in the UK is not an easy thing because the temperature, when the cold hit you more time, my God, all the blood in your body freeze up. Yes, so can you imagine how cold-hearted you become? And our brothers and sisters who came through our bloodline, because the Caucasians are our man-made. We made man in our own image and likeness. It is weird that our gods, the melanin that hold up the star, the atoms, and all of those molecules is inside our body right now. People won't talk these things, and these things are what we need to tell our people, that this inferiority that Christianity and religious organization has strapped onto our people like a walking time bomb. That is our biggest problem, one of our biggest problem. And I say this because it can't be a religious stand that we're taking. It has to be a spiritual, moral stand that we're living with. Is that correct, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I want to bring something up to both of you. I am watching some very disturbing footage coming out of Jamaica with the military on the road kicking our females and doing some nasty thing. Have you both seen that clip that is circulating?
Yeah, man. Yes, definitely. And I'm of the view that the operating system.
No.
A lot of people is going to laugh when I say this, but a lot of these military personnel has been vaccinated. And I want to even look at the general population.
Yes, sir.
Most of the people were vaccinated before they took the vaccine. Right? They were against it. And as soon as they take the vaccine, you notice they're trying to convince everyone that they should take
because they feel stupid at the action that they do, and the ignorance people, the people who consider themselves to be educated, are actually looking very stupid this morning, and they're upset. They're walking around with a malicious feeling because we did not succumb and subdue ourselves to it. Continue, Maruchi.
Yes.
It is not a vaccine. We say vaccine, but it is the operating system that's operating.
I know that. I definitely know that, Chief. And I was going to get to that point until the Chief interjected.
Sorry.
But no problem. He's such a great... No problem. Now, what is MRA? It is a gene-altering therapy. Now, what one have to understand, or should I overstand, is that the Anunnakis, the great scientists, and they knew how to manipulate it one DNA. Now, our Caucasian offspring, should I say our children, they always have curiosity. Yakub had created them. So they use technology and science for hundreds of years to try to figure it out. What is the best way to figure it out? Why not put an operating system and happy human DNA? Right? So it's a hacking process that is taking place. It's not really about a virus. Within that vial, there's a very minute nanoparticle operating system. Remember now, brothers, cell phone once upon a time was big like what we'd call fridge or a phone box, right? And the more modern time of big thing, you find that the parts are getting smaller and smaller, so it's nothing for them to build an operating system and put it in liquid, insert it the body, right?
A processor.
Once this operating system,
yes,
which is an operating system. Now, once it hacks the human DNA, person's emotion, a person's chain of thought, and et al. Now, you find what is happening now with these military persons in Jamaica. They're not acting on their own, because in the book of Revelation, you see, even though they manipulate the Sumerian words and all of that, and the great scholars, the chiefs, and the king's words, right? You find that in the book of Revelation, they told you that any man that beat the mark, his soul will be damned for eternity.
Talk it.
Now, the soul, what is the soul? Your soul is frequency. Your soul is the energy that exists within the vessel that you live in. So what happened now? The Caucasian realize that they're losing control. So what they're doing, they're hacking the system. So they're making universal soldiers. They show you all of these things in the movies.
Yeah.
Right? So they're making universal soldiers. So some will die. You must remember, in any experiment, you will have people who die whilst carrying out the experiment until they get the experiment corrected. Now, remember the other day they were showing you that they have some AI robots, some dogs and all of that, where the soldier them can lick them, can use some big board and lick them and they will retaliate to that person.
Yeah.
Okay. Now Armageddon is coming, my brother. After they vaccinate the people and they gain control of their people through the transhuman program, right? You will find that now they're going to call for these people to get the RFC chip, radio frequency, right? Now, these animals are AI intelligent, featured like animals, and police officers and everything will be able to identify one of their own. So they will not do these people anything. The people who never get it now, what is going to happen? They're going to become like what? They're going to become the people that they call the resistance. And then we're going to find that you're going to be in fields, they're going to be hiding. They show it in the movie already. They're going to put it into sections and call it B12, just like what they started in Africa. Africa don't even have a province anymore. It's a section.
Yes.
All numbered. Because everything is going to be like a radar. So if they want to make something happen, they just send a signal and say, go to that location, XYZ, just like you've been a number. That is why they've been getting to used to the TRN, to the social SIN number and the SSD number and all of that, right? Because you're all a number. So what is happening to the soldier them now? A lot of them is acting, but they're not acting on their own. They're acting under the towers. Frequencies and everything that is happening now, you notice everything is happening and nobody's doing nothing about it, because right now we become a platform. So all of these 1%ers are sitting down watching their monitors now and see the reaction what is happening on their new technology. And that is what I have to say. There's a lot more, but if I should continue, no one else is going to get a chance to speak.
Such a time like this, Willie. Such a time like this, and you heard the Maroon chief just talk about some things. People don't want to understand that. And I want to let me go first. Let me cut the thing. I'm talking to the military right now, because the military and the police and all of these agencies that are protecting the corporation, you are going to be the first one to be eradicated. I'm telling you, all the police, you do not have a job the next 2 to 3 years coming. Artificial intelligence will take it over fully. As the Maroon chief just said a while ago, the dogs already been manufactured, the robots have already been manufactured. So all of you sergeant and corporal and military people who are out there, you're just props. You're just props, and they soon won't need you as a props. Willie, what you were saying?
Maybe the same girl that when they kick on and lick with the gun, she go hunt him down. Kind of have no gun them time there.
No, but we don't need to hunt them down because these people have been inoculated already. They can be shut down. I'm telling you, I am picking up a certain aggressiveness from the people who have been inoculated, and they don't understand that these nano particles that have been dispersed in their body, it's going to your organs. These things are going to go to your brain, go to your liver, go to your kidney.
Sorry to interject, Chief. It's called the Lucifer genes.
Yes. Lucifer race, yeah.
Yeah, the looseness.
There's a thing in the vaccine named Lucifer race.
Yeah, the looseness. What a thing.
It take out the God gene out of you, because we are created with a God gene to love God and to serve God. But they're taking that out of you. That's why these days you can't find nothing about. You can hardly find anything about God when you inquire. They're cleaning the slate of those things. So I want to tell you, this is a satanic takeover of the world. You and I may differ in terms of what we call the labeling, but it's all, if you want to call it satanic, demonic, evil, it's all about that. That's what's leading these people to do what they're doing, and it's all about taking over the human being and destroying what God created. He said he created man and woman in the image of God. But now, a judge said the other day, I don't know how to define a woman. That means they have tarnished her mind, they have tarnished society, they are confusing the children, they are destroying male and female concept. That today you can go see and think you see a nice girl, and you make a move and she say yes, and when you look at her, you're in a bed with a man.
But Willie, can I just say one thing, my brother? Willie, let me just say one thing. Because, I is a man that look at religion as politics, because what they did, they said people who control this earth right now, which are the colonials, Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, the 1%ers. Now, you have to understand, that they have confused the mass to let us think that the one that we call the devil is the devil. And the one that we call God is God. Mm-hmm. Now, yes, the book, you must remember, what did they say that Lucifer wanted to become like? The Most High.
Yes.
Right? Yes. The Most High. Now, they try to give you this belief that there is a man who is God, when that entity is really a spirit. It's not a person that talks. This God that you're talking about, even the person or the entity or the being that procreated us, know that they are not God of the universe. They taught our ancestors that they weren't God. They told them that they were from the stars. So this God thing that come in, they told them to give reverence to the sun, because sun represented energy. It is the highest source of power. It is the giver of life. It's a sustainer of life. Without the sun, nothing can exist. Why is it that they keep on saying in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit? What is the Spirit? The Spirit is an unseen force, a force to be reckoned with, which leads back to energy. What is energy? Energy cannot be created, neither destroyed, but move from atom to atom. So the Father and the Son have no power without energy. Just like the scientists, if the scientist has no elements of the universe, what are they going to experiment? So it's all a...
Continue.
Go ahead. So it's all a trick. Mm-hmm. No, man, the said Bible, that's why it's a book of contradictions. The Bible said, "No, thou shalt not bow before no man of the flesh, or beast of the field, or fowl of the air, but those who worship must worship in what?
Spirit and in truth."
So it goes to show you're dealing with a celestial realm now. Now, a God that created a earth, a creator could not be within a creation and created the creation within the creation. He had to be outside of the creation to create something. You cannot stand up in something and say that you're creating it. You're always on the outside and you're building it. So this procreator that we are talking about, yes, they exist. Question I'm going to ask you now, I'm going to go a little deeper. They keep leaving you to believe that you must look up into the heavens because these people are coming back from the heavens. Yes, they come from the heavens. But who telling us that is a next dimension? Did you know that the Earth's plane is infinite? No man can ever. The plane, and why I use the term plane, because it is flat.
Yes.
Now, no man that liveth on this earth can tell you him fly out the whole of earth. Lie. Them fly out where they colonized already, which is within where? The North, South Pole. But what exists beyond that? Did you know that there are other intelligent beings that live on this plane of land that no vessel that we create as yet can fly to even that distance? Where they're gonna land to refuel to continue to see out the rest of this land plane? To refuel, where? But yet still when they see our vessels flying across into their airspace, they tell you guys that it is what? UFO? They're not going to let you believe that it's other civilization, more advanced civilization that is living amongst them. That's why they say the gods walk amongst man.
Let us create man in our own image and likeness. Us is plural.
Right, because there you go. And why did they procreated man? Just for the purpose of natural resources. But it doesn't mean that
they had the power. We have the power to create, and we have been creating. And this is what we have been creating. And this is what I keep telling people, that God is a title, but the natural mystic of nature is not a thing that we can say does not exist. The breathe that the air that the air that you took in a while ago in your lungs is a real entity. The fire that you cook, that you light, is a real entity.
The elements of it,
the earth that we're standing on is a real entity, and the water that comprise upon the face of the earth is a real entity. So, if we're gonna deal with a God as in an infinite God, we have to look at the resources that is godlike unto us. Without water, nothing can survive. Without the sun, nothing stay alive. Without the earth, nothing can grow. And without the air, yes, sir.
We see birds hatching eggs, right?
Yes.
And we see fish born different way. Why we think that on this same plane that I'm talking about, there are not beings looking like us that are born in a different fashion? And then they populated a landmass, and that landmass populated a landmass and a landmass, and it continues, and that's how you get infiniteness, right?
Yeah.
So remember, these people, they're in the said Bible, they tell you that the created ones were cast out of where? The Garden of Eden. And God built what around them that them cannot enter back the what?
Build a wall.
The city.
Yeah.
What wall you know circulate us, that circulate just a small minute portion of the earth that we call the world? Because what you have to overstand, you know, they give you the Antarctic ice and show that it circles the world, their world, and then show you the small pieces of lands that we inhabit. So the wall that they for hundreds of years cannot fly past to explore, the last Air Force pilot that flew to the Antarctic, he said when he flew there, he saw land larger than the United States, and he saw beings more advanced with vessels that they have never seen before. They edited the video. They give you a piece on YouTube. That is why YouTube start cut the length of videos. Who are these people?
Yeah, I don't want to stray too far, people, because, you know, when we're teaching our people, because we are of a celestial overstanding, on understanding. A lot of people, when I have reasoning with them and teaching our people, they are lost. They are lost because these things that we're talking about, they're not teaching it in their educational institution because they don't want us to have that. But I want to look at what the military is doing on the ground in Jamaica. I've written a piece and let the military know that we're not at war. We, the Maroon people, are not at war. And the Jamaica Defense Force is one of the highest ranking military militia on planet Earth. We beat the Red Coat. It was the military that beat the Red Coat. That is why they have such high regards for our soldier. But I came out last night very firm because what I see is unfolding is that the government, the Corporation of Jamaica, is purposely inciting a civil war within and among our people. They are pushing this momentum. And the military is not meant to be on the road with civilians. The military is supposed to be in the barracks. They're supposed to be in the barracks, and I hope that the crime minister is listening or somebody who is affiliated with him can bring this message to him to let him know that we, the Maroon, have fought 99 years with the Red Coat. The Red Coat have surrendered, and this infiltration of our militia, our military, by outside forces using the crime minister to ignore these atrocities on the ground. He will be held for war crimes because if he let the militia continue to go and disrespect the rights of our Maroon people, it's a declaration of war.
So was that lady a Maroon?
Of course, as long as you are on that land that is called Nyankapong, the headquarters of the Atlantis, you are a royal Maroon. Don't watch the peasantry of how they're treating our people, because these things are implemented by a systematical powers.
Definitely. And you see, the trick our people that it was just a little small part of Atlantis was Maroon. They don't want to tell the people them. Because everywhere I go in, Chief.
Yes, sir.
People just think that it's just a few set of people that are Maroons. They not knowing that.
But
everyone.
No, but this is the rubbish that they prove that a Kongpong is not a place. A Kongpong was a man. A Kongpong was not a place. Let me repeat. A Kongpong in Ghana mean a compound. Now we must understand that the English is such a buffoon that they muck up every word that we use. They're a bunch of the English is the lowest level of language that you can use to communicate with. It's the lowest level. And that is why when we say Nyankapong, people believe that we don't know what we're talking about. This is God's with us. Nyankapong is talking about an alienated force that live outside of this earth. But people will not understand these knowledge that we're giving to them. Nyankapong is a person. Now, the person called Nyankapong was related to Nani. Now, the place that they called Nyankapong was where he lived. Now, where the treaty was signed, it was not signed in a Kongpong town. It was signed by a Kongpong, the man. Now, the treaty does not give jurisdiction to any man. It gives a jurisdiction to the land. So if the land that a Kongpong live upon, them rename it and call Jamaica, the sovereignty still lies with the people. So all of these inhabitants are Maroons at this appropriate time.
My chief.
Yes, my lord.
Talk it again for me there.
It is
talk it again.
It is.
Yes, man. All the birds them fly to my window a while ago when you said that.
Yeah, man. But this is the kind of educational rubbish that our people have been led to believe in their educational institution. Their educational institution is all a bunch of lie, just like how we've had to tear down and throw the statue of Christopher Columbus in the dirty water, because Christopher Columbus did not discover nowhere. There was Moors on these ships when Christopher come over under the Spanish escapade. We must understand that if we rule Spain for 900 years, that means that we not only speak Spanish, the place called Haiti, Santo Domingo, this is a black place. We have to understand that if we were ruling Spain and Spain was more advanced before Greeks, before Rome, that means that we are the real Khalifa. We are the people who own this thing. Now, the foolishness with this education thing is that they give you words and names that are fraudulent. Jamaica was created in 1962. Check before 1962 what the people were called. They weren't called Jamaicans. No. And there was no so-called Arawak Indians. These are all European lies that they have cooked.
They were Tainos.
But the Tainos was of maroon complexion. Because if we rule Spain for 900 years, that means that we breed up a whole heap of them pretty-looking galley and then bring forth picnic for we. We are the people who create this. But to the revelation of what I'm saying with the militia of Jamaica, and I hope that all soldiers that are listening to me right now cease and desist from taking out your military training on our civilians. That is very inhumane. Jamaica, the Maroons are not at war. I say again, the Maroons are not at war, because the only way we can war is if we have war with another nation. And just like how Muhammad Ali told them that the Vietnamese, the Asians have not killed any of our people. So why are we going over to Vietnam to kill the Asians? We have to be smart military. Military people, police, we're asking you. The days are coming when you're going to come to our house for refuge, you know. Because they know everything about every soldier, everything about every military man. They have you on file. So you're going to seek refuge among us, the people. And if you have a bad reputation, it is not you alone that is going to live with this agony. People who you love and care about will be pushed aside. Food rationing is coming. A food ration is in the pipeline. You are the doctors who went out there and insisting on inoculating our people. You too are in danger. As long as you work in a profession for the corporation, they are putting in place artificial intelligence to take your job. So sooner or later, the teacher that is bragging that they're how much degree and so forth, a chalkboard with a computer is going to take your job from you. The nurse, they don't need nurses anymore. They have robotic nurse that goes, speak proper, punch the door, inject you with where you inject, and roll out. Police, you are all in danger. And the emperor has been stressing about the only way the corporation cannot hold on to us is when we have our documentation in the right context. The only reason why the corporation owns us is because we're subjugated under the rules and regulation of the documents that you're traveling with. And these documents, they are just that. Documents for cargo that come off of a ship. If we do not do this right now, it's going to cause a lot of chaos. I see where the military man kicked. He kicked our maroon female, and you ought to know that if our females start to take out their left breasts, you need to know that we have guerrilla warfare that we can use to, you know. Because if I urge my mothers and my sisters and my aunt to take out the breasts that feed each one of us and just show it to the world, remember the military and the militias will destroy it in a minute. This is a spiritual and physical war, you know. We are the creators of guerrilla warfare. You kicked our sister, and that is not. Yes, you were saying, Willie.
No, man, got you.
Yeah, man. That kick that was kicked, the kick that was kicked by that soldier, I personally felt it. Our females are supposed to be protected and provided for. And what?
Yeah, but you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but we just agreed that the nano programming. All right, look at what happened in Canada recently with this. They had peaceful protests with the truckers. Then all of a sudden, they're bringing these robot-looking soldiers. Oh my gosh, man, them come like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Jesus.
And they came, you know, and they were in black and they mussed up and them look. Oh my God, you should have seen them.
And they weren't a part of the RCMP neither.
Yeah.
They weren't a part of the RCMP. And this is what I was just waiting.
Let me finish.
Yes, no problem.
When you say them come and even one little old man, I'll never forget that little man. Little short, dwarf looking man. Just say something to one of them, and the man lick down the little old man on the ground, have his face on the ground, and all them stuff there. They all use their ass and trample all woman, and them say it was happening all over the world. It was happening in Australia and things. So these are not normal behavior, because there's always humanity knock your body to where we always still have that sense of, okay, this could be my grandfather, okay, this could be, but no, they have programmed these people to the point where, and I'm shocked to see a Jamaican soldier. When was the last time you see a Jamaican soldier behave that way?
Thank you very much, Willie. Thank you very much, Willie.
This is unacceptable, and you know, I think we've used all diplomatic channels to communicate with the Prime Minister, and we do not have time for civil war right now. We do not have time for civil war. We are not in that minor frame, and I see where the powers that be is purposely antagonizing the Maroon to think in a violent way, and we do not have time for that. We do not, I repeat, we do not have time for that. What has transpired with the police kicking this female, it's unheard of. It's atrocious. It's uncivilized, and I see where. Sorry, I see where the police also hit a young man with a gun. I am still yearning. I am still yearning at that young man's wound. Now, the corporation, as I said before, we acknowledge that they're working under strenuous measures, and they have a lot of pressure on their hand. But I will say that, remember that in South Africa, when we could not get enough guns to fight, what we did, our female went out and they take out their left breasts and they look up to the sky. Listen to me, if we have to go into these spiritual things, we're going to go in night. We're going to go in night. We're going to go in night, because we cannot allow our mothers and sisters and aunties to be treated like this. It's not good, gentlemen. It's not good. And I'm sorry to go so deep in it, but I saw it and I was like, Father God, please don't put this on my table. But it is on our table right now this morning, where I can't ignore it. I refuse to ignore it. I don't want to ignore it.
And in the first place, why do they have the military out? Others thing, you see in Canada and most of the world, you never see a military soldier, because those were prepared for war. They were trained for war. They weren't trained for just little everyday domestic thing. That's for the police. So why are they having the military on the road in Jamaica? Why is our military so common?
Because it is not our military that is so common. We have a political apparatus called Crime Minister. The Crime Minister is in charge of SOS that is going on right now. State of emergency. And the state of emergency that is not in our constitution, and people do not understand this. We are letting a rogue government destroy the civil union of our people. This can't be. This can't be, should not be, and you know I cannot imagine what the emperor is going through on the ground in Jamaica. This is.
Where did it happen, Elder? Where did it happen?
It happened in one of the so-called gangster communities that the army has set up. Because obviously you can hear the people in the background telling them that don't come back for no charger. Because when you charger to be charged. Look at how I'm on the screen now. Look at the young little girl. This man is manangling. This man is manangling a little girl. I'm sure that this girl is no more than 20 change. Her mother is holding on to her. And while her mother holds on to her, because the soldier is there to protect and serve, just like the police. But the soldier is given even a more responsibility, because the soldier is there for when the police is getting out of hand. So if the soldier is out of hand, gentlemen, who is going to stop the police? I asked this question. Good question. There's nobody to stop. So we're actually in a state of anarchy. We're in a bad situation, and the crime minister is the one who has initiated the state of emergency, because his argument is that the Corporation of Jamaica is on a rampant crime move. What breeds crime in our country is poverty, the ill opportunities that is not reaching the people, the wasting of resources, and invaders, aka investors, coming into the territory living more prosperous than the indigenous Maroons of the island.
But let me just touch a point now.
Yes, sir.
If you even touch that little point of investors, but do you guys really want to know who are these investors?
The invaders.
You remember the other day, Jamaica just finding out that Jamaican currency is being printed by a private corporation located in Germany and England.
Mr. Tadella.
There you go. And they find out now that a lot of the currency has been printed and been issued out to investors to come and invest in Jamaica. So basically, them print money that is not known of and buying out the country without the people even knowing so that is what is happening.
Trickery. Heights of trickery.
You know something? I believe that both where them are spraying at the ear, where them are the food where eat, assistify them and them. Because one time, no matter how
they're putting soy.
Call over the place when a boy do that, soldier boy do that to any of the woman.
Yeah, the men them as plus their power. What they're doing, they're putting soy in everything.
Hold on, gentlemen, hold on, my brothers and sister. Grand Rising Emperor.
Grand Rising High Priest.
Yeah, you are live?
Emperor.
Aye.
The Scottish King is here.
Yes. Emperor and Willie God is here too. Emperor. Yeah, a development on the ground where we're showing this morning, where one of the militias, the AKA military, kicking a Maroon to the ground and beating our Maroon brothers. Are we at a state of in the corporation of we at that point?
No, we're not at that point, and I hope we'll be at that point. What is happening now?
Yes.
It's Maroon kicking on Maroons that don't understand themselves, and then the Maroons them now what don't want to take them sovereign come from underneath the colonialism, them forced to not being taking it, because a lot of times some people come to me for defend the people who get assault.
Yes.
But the people who's getting assault still don't want to take them Maroon documents. So them themselves is like them fighting to stay underneath the colonialism. I want to give them a close up chat. You know, say right now, I can phone screen it. And Senor, do you know that more police and military is signing in for the Maroon documents right now? I swear to God. A matter of fact, let you swear.
No.
Do you know that the Scottish, do you know that the Scottish evil king is an ex-police himself who signed up the whole family for the documents?
But we were just talking about that a while ago, that the military and the police and the professional people who work on the corporation, they are in danger. They are in danger because the artificial intelligence is going to replace these people.
They are in the biggest danger. That's what I'm telling you now from the other day. A lot of police now sign up for them Maroon documents. And I like one time when police now investigate about their constitution and their thing. So we see there now say the force now is listening, and then on a fundamental level now, high priest, every force belongs to us, because every police is a Maroon, and every military is a Maroon, every doctor is a Maroon, every politician is a Maroon. But a lot of them now got it colonized by their parents, and them used to it. So enough of them now come out of it.
Emperor, your job has been a mission, and you have steadfast in the mission. You just said a while ago that the identification process of our people is not going as expediently as we want to. I have spoken to people who want to get on board. They're trying to get on board. But when you look at these targeted assault being done by the militia, the AKA one of the best military on planet Earth, because we beat the Red Coat. We are one of the most talked about military. Even Haiti, we trained, our military went as far as to Angola and trained other Maroons to do this. Scottish Maroon has just indicated, Iman Willie, that the chips, the nanotechnology chips that has been unleashed on our brothers and sisters is kicking in. Can you say such verification? Do you believe that the nanos are working right now? Yes, sir. Yeah, they are right. He's on the line. We're trying to talk to him. We also have the Scottish Maroon. People who are watching it, this is the Jamaica Defense Force, and as you saw, the kickdown that took place is going global. Emperor, you're back with us?
Yeah.
Yes, as I said before.
All right, and then Gadites.
Yes, sir.
Chief Gadites, what I know we are spread like it's false rumor, you know.
Yes.
You know, not until you register yourself. If it's a Maroon now with a registration stating that him take back him application, then we can say the corporation is in a Maroon. But it is a corporation keeping a Maroon who decides said him take back him Maroon.
So is a subject dealing with a subject. I agree. These are all subjects of the crown, you know. And
yes, and then we kill me and you for keep on staying at subjects. Because even after them don't get beaten and kicked down, them still don't come in for them identification. After them say, oh, much thing the emperor do, and you do, and the Scottish chief do, for put them under safety. They refuse. So when a man don't want to take a Maroon ID, remember, you know, again, I short of money again as long as I step on this planet. And not because of I am the emperor, and not because I control trillionaire records and several more business. But ever since I learned how to break the code of collecting back tax for my ID, Maroon ID them, ever since I learned how to collect back money off of my birth certificate every 3 or 4 months, I haven't been broke. Ever since I learned to pick up the receipt them off of the and go back to the. I know them kind of get tired of me now, cause and to me start promote it. They will say, oh, so that they do, but them still can't stop it because nobody's name is on the receipt. So I just tell them, so I just tell people that for promotion, cause I have been collecting money and then big up the the queen from Panama, because me like how she do it and get through the other day.
Yeah.
And then she had to unscramble the way how she get the bird paper thing till she's teaching people now. And then now, you're not underneath the colonialism. All right, me just buy about 5 TV yesterday, Gadites.
Yes, sir.
And me purposely make the people them go check it out, TV first, get a pro forma invoice. After them get the pro forma invoice for $586,000. Me just say, all right, $586,000, I just give me 500,000. Keep the 86 back for yourself. Them say, you're mad, but you're going to do it. Me just take the 500,000, go get the 5 TV, and still get $20,000 for myself after it. Which me just go show them, say, see, me gonna take the whole $88,000 in a tax, because the tax come to $100,000 for the 5 TV. You understand?
Yes.
So I just took 25,000 off it. Guys, this morning early, the Monday and him sister come sign up for them ID. But it take somebody know, and then film other friend them want tell about it, them still don't want it. Oh, you can't be there for get them thing there. Man on a maroon. I will be so fabulous, so you what if you're at the maroon. So that is the levels of people. So when the JDF soldier a box down a local man, I do feel sorry for that man. And I do feel sorry for the JDF soldier who is boxing down his brother or his sister by helping killing off the whole nation. You understand? I do feel sorry for them both. That's what I believe, because remember, you know, so the JDF soldier is doing something that him that even know said is against the law. Yes. And then now the people don't know them law now for going to court and go sue the JDF soldier. Not even sue the JDF soldier, sue the corporation, because the JDF soldier is representing on behalf of the corporation.
Yes.
So you do not sue the soldier, you sue the corporation.
Which is
and then the corporation. Yes, Scottish.
Yes.
No, Master, which is the Attorney General.
All right, so see, so the Scottish King can tell you. So there, so now, so the Attorney General now no want no more sue. So he gonna make sure to tell, yo, when you go up on road there to the best behavior and do the work professionally. You understand? Because we are not in no thing of fighting against the police. The Emperor would have more defend the police and defend the military right now, because we have to have a thing called common law and order. So if you break the common law, then you're going to prison. So a man about police that you have a maroon ID, he can go out there and go break down Godhead's factory. I rob the Scottish King, look okra and potato when we're planting and farm for send to Africa go feed the Congo belly pit to them. No, you're gonna get arrested because you trespass and you destroy people's personal property. You understand? So you have to, we always have law.
Yeah. People, in case you're just joining us, we're talking with His Excellency, the Emperor L.A. Lewis, you know, or LB, and you know, it's a pleasure to have him on our airwaves as usual. We have the Scottish Maroon also. We have Willie God. Emperor, there's a concern about Rastology and
I was just gonna talk about that.
Talk to me. Science, man. Science. We unite.
I mean, Obian to them who run pretty enough. That's all I mean enough.
Obian to them. Yes, sir.
So now, talking about one subject kicking on another subject.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and now, for over 300 years, a Maroon High Chief or a Maroon Chief or a Maroon leader has never been assassinated. Now, ever since they build the road out there, so Rastology get about 200 different threats, till the man said he's not going to move off of the land. The man even goes as far as take off him gathering and say, Emperor, you know, say, me no need to wear a gathering because every day this about me too much and me not move. I rather dead than forgot make them yourself, me come off a Maroon land and make the ancestors them, yes, I me do it. So the man take off him gathering and say, every day it burn him and every day them threaten him. Yes, and so them kill him saying for move off of the thing. No. It wasn't no secret that he was getting threatened. So a man can say, yo, the Emperor alone. everybody else, them send the corporation for him about 20 times for kidnap him. Every time them kidnap him, he use a maroon identification card and he use him United Nations rights and all him sovereignty and them have to fling him back a road. No. Them try to use court order for take him out for the land, but the Janka Mountain and the Blue and Janka Mountain is not owned by no corporation, has never been owned by corporation, has never been captured by no corporation until Andrew and Curry them come in now and they do the thing under Sykes. So them have Curry now as the inside killer for assassinate certain maroon certain way, as you don't know the emperor, everything that I'm talking is actual and factual and can be proven. And them have Andrew Wallace as the corporate killer now, who now use outside and kill off the maroon them for the colonials them. So it's another thing like when them send go kill Chief Finger Jack. You understand? The colonial them, but that time the colonial Carcage and did lead the squad of maroon from Akompong and from Chinel and from where you call it now, Motown.
Yes.
You understand? That's something my grandfather them grew up and tell me. That I don't want to sit on Google. But just to show you said it is 100% authentic. At this morning I made me sure I'm go up on Google. And the same thing, the Carcage and maroon lead the band them go kill off Chief Finger Jack and him soldier them, and some of them they have to run we go over the Grande Valley, you understand, and some of them they have to run go way back dog, you understand?
Yes.
So them kill the chief now for the land and they're taking away all the quartz. This morning I did a global search on the valley of quartz. Now 1 gram of quartz, SOSF and purple quartz, you find the blue quartz, or you find the shadow brown quartz. 1 gram of that is $1,000 US. Guys. Wow. And the whole mountain from top to bottom is quartz. So now you see why instead of the Chinese them now say they may expand the road side of the road. They may be a zigzag road go through mountain when they make no sense.
No, but
the road they were go around the corner and come back to the main road. The road they were go through the hill, but bed road and come back and meet to the main road. Instead of they just build. I
want to say something here because this is the crime. When you hear we call these person who swear to serve the queen and the heir to her throne, they're nothing more than criminals. Because look at the atrocity that is being done. Our government is telling us that for the next 20 years you have to pay the Chinese. But the Chinese have taken out all the minerals of the island. They have drenched the island, broken up our riverbed, our springs, because these Chinese have satellite.
Rich Boss, what are the China?
Them have satellite where them can scan the whole island. And when they scan the whole island now, they come to our scampish crime minister and tell him, I'm going to develop the island. You're not developed. You're raping the island more and more.
Donate one to the company. So also the firm Richmond.
You rape the island more and more, but the emperor... There we go. The emperor's on the line. Scottish Maroon, you have also seen what they're doing with the satellite. Willie, the satellite that these people have put across to survey our island, it is causing more damage because here you have a man like Rastology that has been murdered. There is no if nor but about it. Yeah. Rastology was murdered and murdered for the stand that he took about the Chinese coming into the island and then robbing our people. Rastology was saying that
them get to sissified down there during the pandemic. None of them. We are saying Jamaica is the best place to be.
Yes.
Hold on, Emperor.
Hold on, the Emperor. If you're going to step away, could you just press the mute, please?
Yeah. That's what we recognize.
Yeah.
I was saying,
but we're good now.
All right. Yeah.
We, our men in Jamaica, I don't know what's wrong with them because during the pandemic, we were saying Jamaica is the best place to go because they can't try that down there. And to my surprise, some of the people them in the garrisons that carry them picnic go get injection. What has become of the men of Jamaica? What to the damn them?
Your granny, no. But your granny never tell you. That is why I tell you that the emperor is bold to be doing. The education of our system has domesticate our people now, Willie. In case you don't overstand.
And I make the boy them get served at on a sister.
Yeah, but with
one of them to that peer today or something should have go on.
No. And I cannot honestly let ignorance meet ignorance. As the emperor always say, our people suffer because of the lack of knowledge, you know. These soldiers was not supposed to be outside of upper camp. We're not at a state of war. But the crime minister know that this ignorancy is not known to our brothers and sisters, because when you become a citizen or a subject under the crown, your rights have been taken away. You're given privilege. You're taught that you're privileged to do this and privileged to do that. When these are illiteracy, you are born with human rights.
Those days, we had the fighting spirit. I'm saying, God's eye. We had the fighting spirit, but no, they have lost the fighting spirit.
They haven't lost it.
So where is it? You have the Chinese gentlemen. Let me say something. You have the Chinese come there and I kill one of the icon in the maroon among the maroon, yes. Right? You have soldier kick up woman and everybody does quiet. You have people come there and force vaccinate people. But they're forced vaccinate. All that something should not be happening in Jamaica. I won't want to call it a compound or Atlantis or whatever. It should not be happening there because they don't dare to come there. All the Chinese them should have feel insecure.
But hold on, Willie.
Let me finish my sentence. Yeah. I bet you if it was a black man come there and do that like the Chinese them and kill it, they would have start war already. But they don't want to war with the Chinese and these people because them afraid of them or something.
All right, well here one now, Willie. I'm going to let Scottish Maroon lay in but what I'm saying that Jamaica, the corporation of Jamaica has been targeted because of what it stands for. When you have a little country, a little headquarters like that can dismantle apartheid and make FW de Klerk and President Botha have to run out of power. It is our people who did that, you know. So when the elite saw how powerful we are as the maroon people, they are purposely target our educational system, they target our musical system, no of expression. Jamaica has been occupied from 1738 after the so-called independence, where the British had to run away by outside forces. Even Stevie Wonder can see this. Scottish Maroon.
All right, I'm going to say something. Try not to stay as long. Now, we have to remember that we're wrestling against science and we're wrestling against our DNA. Now, we have, as I said, been turned against each other for over 500 years, where you have the house slave and you have the field slave, right? The field slave was always against the house slave because the house slave always try to report to the colonial master or the slave master what they're doing. Now, modern time, you have science, where they're giving people something to eat, and what they're giving them to eat is causing them to turn against each other. They've proven this. They put 2 lab rats inside a cage and them inject them, right? Male and female were loving, and when them inject them realize them start kill each other. Now, these colonial and Chinese, because the Chinese themselves has now become colonials, that is why they're trying to do what the Caucasian colonials are did in the past, right, to try to colonize. Now, the Chinese know that Jamaica have a lot of resources. Now, the said quartz of the emperor, that's why I'm respecting the emperor, John Star. You see the depths where you go for show people, open people eye and them asleep. That is why I'm so aggravated more while, you know. Because 1 square foot, you know what is a square foot? When man measure up your work, I said, I charge you $10 square foot. 1 square foot of that quartz that the emperor showing the people is for $150. You hear what I say a while ago? $150 a square foot. So you see where the emperor hold up, him could have get nearly $300 for that. US dollar, and you see how people in Jamaica are dead for hungry. You see how them are underpay the security maroon force, the blue team, where the colonial them change out, right?
Yes, sir.
Because the blue team was the common law police, and the red team them, if you notice, the red team them was farm after. And then when them do them change out the blue team them to red team, so when them do them buy out the maroon now.
Yes, sir.
Maroon them don't own a militia again. So all of the red team them has now become corporate. I once served my brother 5 years. Got shot as a police officer. And I said, police officer them sent to come kill me.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
I'm sue the police officer and the attorney general and win my case. Right? For assault.
Yes, sir.
Overs. So me can tell you what is happening. Me not just make up nothing and just attack. Right? So what I'm saying to you now is that science have a lot to do with it. And that's why we say, I recommend and I applaud the emperor again. The emperor tell the people that will live overseas who have money, kill this money and not spend it and not buy anything. Send it to the head office and say, listen, plant a field of potato for me. Grow where we eat and eat where we grow and lower them fertilizer. We rat bad shit manure them where we usually go up in a cave to get. There's no fertilizer manure because I earth manure, right? That is powerful than that. But the scientists them do them come and them say them a go cave climbing and all of that and take out the natural resources, them carry it and then them make GMO copy versions of it and then tell we for stop use our own things them and use for them things them. You see, there's so much infiltration happening. You see, if I forgot into it, you see, but science, my brother, I don't want to stray from the point. Science is what turning our people against each other, right? The food of the Chinese man are sell in at the wholesale them for $10 cheaper than where we maroon brother them are grow.
Poison.
And them now buy we maroon brother them own because them say we are selling food there.
But a poison right? we are buy poison.
And a poison we are buy and the poison we are buy. If you read the benzoate, this and that were inside it. If you do the check up on the scientific terminology on these things, they are poison. And what they do.
I can't sign up poison. I can't cancer.
Well, it's the same thing. And what these things in the food is doing is causing our brothers and sisters to turn against each other. They're putting some that name what? In the food right now.
Emperor.
Right? Where soy.
Yeah.
Soy in the food where it convert the man them from man to woman.
To female.
So the man, to female
But gentlemen, before we get into some of these, I was trying to get to Rastology because we understand the emperor that his body is still on ice as we speak right now, and I think we need to uphold our maroon tradition too, you know. And I know that we are caught up with this so-called civilized. Talk to me about the movement to actually get our brother into the earth and the Lord and the fullness thereof. Talk to me about that.
Well, the first thing, the violation, you know, that has been done, you know, because I remember, you know, the last time I checked the little monument, you know, you could spend 2 or 3 years in jail. You understand?
Yes.
Them lit down the Chief Finger Drop monument right now. And plus it's also, what you call it now, a burial, it's an old-time burial ground. You understand? Because up there was a burial ground part as well as them never come village up there, but the bigger village is down at the seafront part. You understand? Before the road it was even created there.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So what they're doing now, they're licking down the burial ground, yes, and digging up because some police workers are called me to me say, skull them find and human bones, but them just have to run it over with a tractor and flat it out back when them find it or them.
Wow.
Yes, son?
Yes.
They have the dirt part here now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that is public knowledge. Yes, son? And we all know when I hear none of the ministers them come out and they go against it. Rastology now them keep on saying that we can't get him body because they're under investigation. But if they're under investigation, why are you in the criminal crime scene?
There you go, Emperor.
Wow. Ja! Rastafari.
Rastafari.
As I said to the Crime Minister, and I'm urging the militia, I'm urging the powers that be for the military. We are watching you, and the resistance is watching and taking notes. We're urging you that we're not in a state of war. I repeat to the military, we are not in a state of war, but these action by the military is a war move. And
Emperor.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chief.
Yeah, man,
sorry, but I have to say this. The spirit of I tell me, I have to say it.
Yes.
Listen me now. As an ex-serving member, that can't stop. Emperor, what you need to do, right, as running the head office down there, it's simple, just under command law, go to the courthouse and you take out a summons, right? Against the corporation that is doing the road work down there. It is simple as that.
Yeah.
Right? You go and take out a summons. So because one, it is a crime scene, right? It is a crime scene and you cannot be conducting a work. So you can get that site shut down right away.
Injunction, I don't think it's a summons, it's the injunction.
Injunction, summons, where you use common knowledge, right?
Yes.
Anything them call it, you want to put a cease and desist order on the continuation. You are the government, you are the emperor, and you have that department can do it. It is simple. You go under common law, right? The courthouse is not for the corporation, it is for the people, right? And we the people seek a cease and a desist, and you take out an injunction, right? And a summons from the government because them right now claiming that them have a treaty, right? And the treaty was to protect the Maroon villages.
Yes.
So them violate all of that right there, sir. Right? So right there, sir, now you can go crime against humanity because remember this murder that happened on the government clock. Under the clock and the oldness, right? Too much things is happening right there. Too much violation is happening right there. And if the government not stepping in because it is a sovereign land, then we need to put barricades and stop the work.
I think we are excellent. You want to answer that before I ask the next question?
No, what the King said now is 100% reality. Yes. You understand? Because if you call up at the office now, guys, they will tell us that we did a document like that from yesterday. But I was busy, so I wanted to serve it personal myself down at the courthouse.
Yeah.
But from the angles that the King attack, it's like me I forget a specific one from down at the courthouse, if that's the message that they send to me. Because sometimes you have them right out already and you have to go down at the courthouse now and go.
You just go down at the courthouse and say you want to put a cease and desist on a Maroon property. You being the sovereign government that represent the Nyankopong people.
Yes. All right, so I did write up one person.
Right, because what happened, what caused many Maroons to couldn't stop many things because they didn't have a government.
Yes.
Now that there's a farm government, a representation of the people, because Curry And all of the Maroons that has been serving in these villages, they never took the time to form a government like what you're doing.
No.
And that's why I'm cheap. That's why I'm telling you, Emperor. Me tell you, brother. Me tell you, my brother, my Emperor. You have, trust me, you move so many things in my brother.
But hold on, but talking about this global movement, one thing before I go, Emperor, because we have 10 more minutes. The development of the recolonization of the Turtle Island, aka the British Virgin Islands. It is in full process right now, Emperor. We try to reach out to you, and you've been seeing the development on the ground. Right now, as we speak, the governor has taken control of the governing of our people, the 99.999% Maroon people that are being documented as British citizens. You have stressed that getting our documents in place is one of the most important thing we can do. But at this appropriate time with the British recolonizing the Turtle Islands, what is your take on that? What's your take to your brothers and sister over there? Because they're in captivity right now as we speak.
Well, it's the same thing, you know. Them need to get out them Maroon sovereign documents, because it's like the lotto. Without a ticket, you haven't got a chance. Without your documents, remember, you know, you have reached the consent age now, you know, and from 16, you know, if you can make your own decision, take out your own house, car, everything for your 16-year-old, you know. And you have found it out now that your mother and your father illegally or unconsciously sign you out to the colonization. So you, by all rights now, can cancel that contract. Or your mother, or if you're underage, your mother and your father can cancel the contract for you too. And them can also cancel for them contracts that for them mother and fathers put them under. But if we are telling you all of these things and you decide say you want to still stay underneath the contract, we cannot do nothing, guys, because it's like you're telling the man to come out of the fire and him take up a gun and shoot off for you, tell us say you want to stay in the fire. Or you take up 2 big stones for bust your head and tell him say you want to stay in the fire. What you gonna do? The man want to kill you for staying in the fire. That's the stage that we are. When you see the Scottish king,
yes.
When you see a king like the Scottish king can sign up him whole entire family, baby, on the breast, all. So what you saying to me now? This thing now, the Gadites, the people them need for wake up.
The real. One last thing, the premier is incarcerated, because I keep telling people that they will set you up. I have a song out there about setting you up, and we see where the oppressors, they make the laws, they make the rules, and they have set up something called an entrapment for these crime ministers. And this premier is not going to be the first or the last. But these entrapment by the powers that be, is it a surprise to you, Emperor?
Yeah, recall again.
I'm saying that the premier of the British Virgin Islands has been entrapped by drugs and money laundering charges that is put at his feet right now. Is it a surprise that the corporation is sacrificing these crime ministers? Because you told these crime ministers that they would be on the list.
No, we don't surprise. We know it never go on. Remember, you know?
Yes.
If you notice, I did tell you already, it's a judgment I go take him, and then him head the bus. When we predicate, and then we predict again until I said,
No, that is Ralph from St. Vincent head who got bossed. This is the premier of the British Virgin Islands who had offered our brothers and sisters refuge.
That's not Kenny.
Yeah, that's the British. Yes, this is the British we're talking
about.
All
right. Yeah. No, we don't surprise.
No.
Yeah, we go on now. Remember, you know, the whole of them now sell out, you know. So the ancestors, them deal with them underneath certain circumstances, and then what go on now, them know said them is supposed to hand over the country to us, you know.
Yes.
So them know said the queen no longer rule over them. So enough of them want to take the country for themselves. And the corporation they said, hey, we never sign off for the contract already. See, and plus the contract with them sign under now, them cannot free up themselves unless they come get a maroon ID. It is next impossible. Because the corporation still have them underneath certain contracts and certain things where them can sue them. But some of them bad enough and say, yo, you can't do it. So the corporation is just trying to show them, said, listen me, remember, so we have another contract. So if we don't get out of line, we can get this man to say, worse, only don't have no sovereign documents because you still have a birth paper where you still hold on upon. You can have your birth paper enough, but have your name kept on maroon global tribal documents.
Get yourself sorted out.
Yeah, for sure say you sign over. But when it's about wait, you have a birth paper in your house, I said, no, that is just antique. For sure my kids them said I was underneath it, because that's God, you can't tell me say I'm enough keep antique.
Not even antique, you just denounce it right away.
Yeah.
I am not a subject of the corporation. I told a police officer that the other day when he approached me that I am not a subject of the state, of the corporation of the United States. And he said, you're not a subject? I said, no, I'm not a subject. I was birthed in this world with natural birth rights, not privilege. The man just walk off one time and I said, I don't want nothing to do with you. It's done. Nothing more to say to you. You are sovereign over me because I'm a subject of the corporation. I said, quite right, sir. But, gentlemen, it has come to that climax. Willie is going to be over Canada this weekend. Emperor, for this week, Strong, we know that you're totally occupied. I don't know if there's one thing you want to say to your people. I see where Richard Curry is inside the news with some kidnapping thing taking place. Not to mention we hear that our friend up by Scottsall or one of these maroon town is saying that he's very much intimidated by this move that Mr. Curry is initiating among our maroon people. I'll have you elaborate on that for a bit before we go to the Scottish maroon.
Well, as I tell you now, Curry is not working for we the maroon. Rastology was working for us. You understand?
Yes.
Curry's not working for us or with us. Curry's a George Sarah affiliated, or you would call Curry now Andrew Wallace Roman Catholic affiliated. Remember Curry came straight out of Roman Catholic, and we gave him a position because of his grand uncle Melvin Curry. You understand? That he was here to do the right thing, and the first thing him do is cut him on a grand uncle throat, Melvin Curry, and strip him of all his maroon titles. You understand? As the oldest historian who have left on our compound, and second in command. You understand? So that is to show you if him can cut him on a family throat as him reach power and betray the emperor. He's not with us. And then him sign the contract with Andrew Wallace and the Chinese. And it was I who tell him, said, idiot, you'll see $80 million the contract run, or Andrew forget 10 million US. And if I'm there, so now, him decides to link with George Soros fully.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Because George Soros said, all right, but I'm link with Curry, because them can probably use Curry for trying to get me out. Because people say I'm maroon. But it was a failed attempt because, see, they now George Soros spend billions of dollars and put out worldwide promotion with Curry for hype him up over me. And see that him fear down back and the people them still find out the truth, because when you're water, if you put like an oil, the oil like a float. So people find out a Curry float. You might know the real thing. So the emperor is still mice in the ground and feeding the trees and still doing a whole heap of things as the water. And Curry just floating on top like an oil. And then see that he mix up now in a kidnapping and robbing of a visitor of how much of over $20,000 US, which is 2.8 million Jamaican dollar. You understand?
Yes.
And then look a bit of money that you rob. When you look for a farm up the land, see that you sell out the backside and the thing them cheap, and act like you defend the backside for the people, and when you defend the backside for yourself, you want a personal gains. Until now, Curry don't set up a compound bank account yet with the villagers name in it. Every money will come to Curry, go to his personal bank account. Yes, and why would Curry get over 300 odd gun? George Soros buy so much gun game. Why am I buy them gun for him for? You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We
So-
are. Yeah.
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 So that's the thing in our family. So we now is here, and what we're saying now, the people them just get them maroon documents and them identification so them can fit out themselves. Even the militaries and the police them, the doctors them, they are the biggest target of all. The judges them are gonna dead last. Because they need to judge them to go and promote the prison for profit and need to be there for make the corporation look like it's real.
Yes.
You understand? So the judges them for come over back to them common law sense. You understand? Or to them common sense. That's why a man say, use a common sense. A common sense mean now the real sense. You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I just said them on. So get to the people when get to the documents, please. And then when you can check out any lawyer or any legal aid, and they will tell us that the documents is 100% official. And you can contact United Nations, or if you can read it yourself or no law. You understand?
But hey, Emperor, we are not, I think us encouraging them to come to drink water. The time they're gone right now, because a bill, we a bill. You have done a spectacular job, because when I see Mark, Christopher, and all of these people reiterating everything that you were saying for the last couple of years, I know that, we are suffering because of the lack of knowledge. Emperor
unity.
I wanna
and then even the same Curry there.
Yes.
Yes, he said everything what me say, why him there lick out against, yes, he said that him say now, we are all one people, we are all one maroon. And remember when him just going to power, him tell us hungry people from a compound is maroon. Don't tell in the whole world so them is maroon now. So who are the first person here come tell the people that? Not me.
But what we have just come said a while ago is that a compound is a man. A Kongpong wasn't a place. A Kongpong is a man.
No, a Kongpong is general. A Kongpong what come from what a sentence. And then when they go to war, none of them put him up a Scotsall, and then when the war they go on, and then Scotsall war done now, none of them send him go down a St. Elizabeth, down the place called Chinel Maroon Village.
Yes,
so when they go to Chinel Maroon Village now, them send for the Lewis them, because remember, so the Lewis them are the baddest thing over in a month to go be a St. James Maroon.
Yes,
you understand? So them send for the Lewis them, so the Lewis them come over now and come start help the St. Elizabeth Maroon them, which is the Chinel Village Maroon them, and a compound and theme warriors them, and beat the British and the Spanish them. You understand? And the French them and the Dutch them. Because it wasn't just the English alone, it was the Dutch and the Spanish and the French.
Yeah, we were.
All of them linked together.
We had
so we end up and beat them.
Yeah.
So when time a compound now and the Lewis them win the war, that's as much Lewis and certain other name down a compound and down a Chinel Maroon Village enough. Which Chinel Maroon Village is right in front of a compound. You understand? So a compound is just up in the hill. So when General Compound was met by Kojo now, Kojo find out that General Compound now is at sex half day. The colonial woman them what is still the front of the area, and him start eat pork. So Kojo run him out of the village of Chinel Maroon Village and send him and give him the 100 acre of land up where you now call Lookout Mountain, what them now call a compound. So him build up him look a village up because you know him having soldier them and them thing, and people start go up there so now. But if you notice, up there so now have lesser people than white asses, a white all, and up a white all now have lesser people than Chinel. So you find us at Chinel Maroon Village, which you have to pass through before you reach Whitehall, and then when you go to Whitehall Maroon Village now, then you're going to a compound up at the top of the mountain where you call Lookout Mountain. So then when a compound died now, them name up a Lookout Mountain after him, in respect. Because a film is a property that was given to him by Kojo and Nani. So Nani herself has never stepped into in a compound Maroon Village. She never need to go up there because the war never did go on a compound. That's why you don't have one cemetery up our compound until now. No cemeteries up at the compound until now. So if war go on, so the cemetery there for dead down there.
Yeah.
You understand? But you'll find out so down at Chinel Maroon Village, you have cemetery down there. Graveyard down at Chinel Maroon Village. But none is at the compound. And then now, Ashanti Town now, which was start from the Janko Mountain, go right back now to Clarendon, which them now call Kingston, Spanish Town, and Wallaba Road. You understand?
Yes,
was
sir.
the first biggest maroon capital in the whole entire Atlantics. That's why you can go to Maypen Cemetery now and you find out a maroon dead on a Maypen Cemetery older than a compound Maroon Village. And you'll find out say when you left Maypen now, you will go to the cemetery older than Maypen, or from in the 12th century, the 13th century, that we can recall say that cemetery was there. Bumperal Cemetery. Then when them lit down Bumperal Cemetery now, them put up a thing called now Bumperal High School for it. And then part of Maypen Cemetery now, they put up Tivoli Garden and a place called Tivoli High School for it. And then up on the other Maroon Cemetery now, them put up the University of the West Indies for the one day. So them try top of Mona, so them try all the while to kill the heritage site them. You understand?
Yes.
So like how you see that now, them build the road over the cemetery now, going to St. Elizabeth now. Them put the road over it, but part of the cemetery was still there. So we put where Chief Finger, cause them put the road where Chief Finger Jack Maroon did there. Cause them time that the Maroon them as the virgin from the phone I said, the Maroon them was mad head after them time there. We the Maroons them was, and like now we drink the pies of water we cool down. So them have to just build the road from part of it, and the people say, alright, just build from part of the cemetery. So the other part of the cemetery now, over where Chief live now, with Chief Finger Jack Monument, nobody has ever touched that graveyard yet. Yes, and until now, Andrew Wellness now illegally sent for destroy heritage site and kill a chief and him coming a wife out there, which is national embarrassment as Andrew Wellness as a Maroon. One must remember Andrew Wellness is a Maroon too.
Well, I have to cut it there, Emperor, because I got to pick up the little man from school. Scottish Maroon, we know we're going to see you later. And Willie, we will be seeing you all later. Emperor, I hope that we get chance to interact over this week, over this strong end. And, you know, we can make some more hits, my lord. One love, man. One blessing. Willie, Scotty.
One love, we shall be.
Enough respect, one love.
We shall be.
Yes,
Emperor.
we shall be. We shall be, my brother. Timoshe Manisha. Aliel.
Aliel 7. Yes, sir.
7.
Yes, sir. That is the Emperor. Without any disrespect, this is the voice. You know what I mean? Let me get into it right now. You know what I mean? Yes. Just keep it locked right here. We're gonna just take it to the next level. Remember, I love my brother, I love my sister. Most importantly, the Almighty God that created heaven and earth love even more. If you cannot be good, be careful. This is what's happening in Jamaica right now, and I am so pissed right now.
I'm going to show them a world without you.